Bobo gear.
Right, we're gonna sell Bobo gear to. It's gonna be an end of
Yeah,
the
and then we
world
go
Bobo
to
box.
read the fine lines between Bobo gear.
Okay, I think we're going. Oh, we're live.
It could be hazardous.
Okay, we're live now.
Yep, we're live. I gotta find it. Let me see if I can find our live show now. We should be up and going. And I think, yeah, I don't see it yet, but it's got to be up there. Okay. No data. Why is there no data? Oh, jeez, really? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just went on mute. It says this live event will begin in 1 minute and 6 seconds. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now we have 1 minute countdown.
Oh, maybe that's why it. YouTube is not receiving.
Huh, baby, to go live on YouTube.
Okay, one watching, so it should be here.
Okay, we're live now.
Oh, so we're live now.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, here we are.
That is terrible. That picked it up. Why did that pick? Oh my gosh.
All right, now I've got our. Hopefully, John will come join. Hello, everybody. If anybody's out there, hello, hello. Sorry about our technical difficulties. There's always some. And hopefully,
It is.
it'll be running good enough that we'll be okay. Right. I see it's like really lagging behind for real.
Okay, honey, and I'm going to go to the bathroom really fast.
Okay. All right, so hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got some pretty exciting things to get out here. I know that we've been gone for a couple days. Not only were we resting, we were up pretty much since since kind of a little bit before the sacrifice happened in Israel. The news was popping off so fast, and one right after another, that Olive and I really didn't get much sleep. We were trying to catch everything, put everything together, formulated it all together, and I'm telling you, those were a couple crazy weeks with barely any sleep, so it was very nice to be able to take a couple days off, get some rest. Hi, Original. And but while that was happening, we were still talking, we were still going over the news, and you know, sometimes it's a good idea to let things boil a little bit as you see something come out. What are they really doing? Because if, like you've seen, well, what happened when the U.S. troops got pulled out of Syria, or were pulling back? Same thing. Turkey came over, caused a whole bunch of drama, and then all of a sudden Trump comes out and says, well, we've made a deal for a ceasefire. Well, I kind of looked at that a little bit funny. I'm like, yeah, right. You're talking to Erdogan, weird name, Erdogan, and you made a deal with the devil, because that's basically what that's doing. I doubt that'll hold. And it lasted for what, like 2 hours, and it didn't even really happen anyways. They kept bombing and smoking things out, and it never stopped. And it wasn't a ceasefire. Like Erdogan said, it was a pause. I never said I'd ceasefire, so Trump lied and called it that for I guess, show, but that's not what happened. So that's why I said it was a good thing. We took a little break. We kind of watched how things were formulating out there, watched it build up, and then Olive and I had time to go over it and then come to, conclusions and putting it together and saying, okay, now I see what they're doing. And boy, did we find out some things. So, hello, Eddie. Looks like we've got some new people who I haven't seen before.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen them. Well, that is awesome.
Everybody grab your coffee, your snacks, your whatever you got. Get comfy. I don't know.
All I could think about is grab your coffee and calm down.
Right. Actually.
And there's Daniel. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Daniel. Actually, Paul Bagley today, I'm so sad that they're so biblically illiterate, but he has good intentions and he really loves the Lord, but he
does.
He's leading those people, his congregation, which is really, really big, right into the hands of Lucifer. And but I love his news. He just doesn't know how to put it together in a biblical sense. But they're on the right track as far as where they're seeing the enemy, and they actually see it. He had a guy on his show yesterday, and I can't remember what his name was. And they do see the armies moving. They do see that collection, and they know it's for Lucifer. It's just unfortunate that they're mixing it up, thinking they're going to fly away before it happens, so they're not really digging in too much, and that's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
That's right. It is very sad.
Hi, Debbie. Did you read they are taking down all Yahoo group? What does that mean? What's a Yahoo group?
They used to have like a Yahoo group. Well, I know they have like where you could ask questions on Yahoo, and then they also have groups like what you're talking about. I can't believe that they're taking them all down because it used to be huge.
Guess what's next? They're starting what I believe Pastor Murray told us a long time ago. You're not going to see me on TV anymore. All the Christian channels will be shut down, Any of your free speech, your patrons, any of those channels, they're going to be taken off. This is the start of wiping out anybody's voice. Watch it. I mean, it started already.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it has. It totally has.
If you don't have it on CD or tape, you're not going to see Pastor Murray because they're going to take it off. Shoot. Yeah. And who are those? Oh, man. I meant to tell you this today because I wanted to tell you before I told anybody else, because you're my you're my go-to to get my head straight. And do you know that today is the 8th day of their celebration for the Feast of Tabernacles?
Sukkot?
Yeah, it's Sukkot,
Yeah.
Feast of Tabernacles. Today is the day of celebration for them, and they blew the shofar today because they said that today God was going to open up a portal, because it says in the Bible somewhere about God opening up a window to heaven. They said that portal has been opened today after they blew the shofar for their blessings and whoever to come
So
through.
what they're getting is from... Yeah, so what they're getting that is from the book of Genesis with the flood, but in their Talmud, they take this stuff and they mix it with so they actually blew the shofar.
Yeah, and they said that by doing that, and God's opening up...
It's opening up a portal?
Yeah. It's opening up a portal for blessings to come through and whatever else. Well, whatever else
Huh.
scares me. Because I'm like, huh. And
Well, no, that's a big one because they're getting that
Talmud.
from the flood account with the windows of heaven. That's
Right.
what it reminds me of. But that's not where they're getting. It really is, but it's not. It's coming from their Talmud.
Right. And I forgot today also, freaking weird actually, and I wish I could play the video. I'm going to try. So today, with this 8th day celebration, and I didn't know about it until too late. I had just found it. They had 100 people from 100 nations. They paid for some of these people from around the world who couldn't afford the trip to show up in Jerusalem today for this celebration. People from 100 nations around the world. Some people flew for 18 to 20 hours just to get there today to do this dance and a convergence of Christians. They marched in the streets. They were saying, "We love Israel. We love Israel. If we love Israel, we are blessed. If we love Israel, we are blessed." And they were marching in the streets. You should have seen by the thousands.
Oh my.
And
Oh my, yeah.
They said they were Christians from around the world, but then even some other religions joined also.
I'm sure some of your Muslims were.
I think so. Which kind of leads me to what we were talking about earlier. Frickin' Benny Gantz is like, BB, you lost. It's over. Just hand over the towel. You have like 5 days left, give or take a day. I don't know. It was by the 26th. You have this couple days. You're done. If you couldn't do it in over the year or two that you had, you can't do it in 5 days. Just give up. Let me form the government with the freaking Arabs, with Hezbollah, with those people on that list. He wants to form a government with the Arabs.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is, but I'm thinking, okay, is Bibi really out? Is this what's really happening and Gantz is going to form a government with the Arabs? Funny to me, the day...
Well, yeah, because it goes back to what we read.
Oh, that is what he said.
And but then there's the other rabbi, and then you got the Sanhedrin that are saying there's not going to be a government. They're confusion. That's what they all are. They're all confusion.
Well, they're confusing me because I don't even think it's like they're practicing and they're doing these tests and they're it's like they're trying their hardest to bring them in. You know what I mean? They're like,
yeah, exactly.
And then
exactly.
What's weird is, okay, I thought, at first, because of all the pictures and this, and this of Trump and Bibi holding hands, shaking deals, making deals, rocking and rolling. Then all of a sudden, when he lost, well, basically, when nobody won the election, all of a sudden Trump stopped talking to him. He just dead stopped. We basically were ignoring Israel to the point where Bibi's like, were they going to turn their back on me? He's not talking to me. And then all of a sudden, Bibi has a couple days left, which he's failed. This is failure. Then all of a sudden, Jared, on the day that Bibi has the last day, they're going to get there, and Jared and his peace team are going to force or help to negotiate or make them do whatever to form a government so they can release the peace plan. I'm not sure what's going on or what their thought process is here. You got two options.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
It's either Bibi. They're
It's
gonna make him
it's
join
all
with Bibi,
confusion. Yeah.
or the Arabs, or all of them. Kim, what about all of them?
Yeah, all of them, they might end up coming to an agreement too. But as of right now, both sides can't agree on stuff. But see, to me, it just almost seems like they're stalling for something. It's like they're trying to push the time off. Because, I mean, he's all like, all right, we'll form a government. Are you there?
Yeah, what is that sound? Somebody's
What is that? Is somebody hitting me?
What the heck?
What is that noise?
I just came in.
Oh, hi, Debbie.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Are you in a war zone, Debbie? You're in a war zone.
Huh?
Run.
Is there a lot of static?
Run. You're in a war zone. Yes, it sounds like jets, tanks, and bombs.
This is so fun. This is so funny.
Are you in Iraq?
Right as we were talking about.
Debbie, take cover. Run. Are the ships landing? Okay. Shit.
My goodness, this is kind of funny.
What? Somebody help her.
I wonder what somebody else.
Okay, now it's completely.
Okay, that stopped. That was like the funniest thing. So that was so funny.
I thought shit was going. Oh, sorry. I thought it was going down. I started looking out my
and the
window.
faces on the video make it even funnier. Okay, so it almost seems like that they're stalling, because at first Gantz, he was like, all right, yeah, let's form the government. And then BB, he was like, no, I was just psyching out, right?
Right.
And I was pulling a wool over your eyes. Okay, so then BB's like, all right, let's form the government now again. And then Gantz is like, no, I don't want to. So they came back and forth. So it's almost like they're stalling for something. So there's something weird going on, and it's an act, in my opinion.
You know why I think, and this is okay for you, smart. And I'm going to say it, and don't get your butt hurt, you smart asses out there who are like, Amber's going around and saying all these things. I'm going to exaggerate. I think, okay, did you hear that? I think that maybe, okay, they're doing that because they're in the midst of making the deal, and they're arguing. You can almost see it.
Yes, you can almost see it. You can almost see it. Yes, you can.
And then here comes Jared and his peace team flying in to save the day, right? Because they're going to help them quit arguing, and he has a piece of it that maybe they don't know, or maybe that he has to ensure. I think he is coming for assurance to the Arabs. Because they're the ones who are
exactly right.
saying, no, we're not going to sign. Remember? They're like, no, we'll
You're
just
so
agree.
Funny.
What?
I just keep laughing. Oh my goodness. I have to come down from that noise because
I thought we were under attack.
And then you said that, where you stated your opinion again, and they're all freaking out. Oh my goodness.
Shoot,
oh my goodness.
I thought Debbie was going to have to run
again,
for her
it's
life.
their opinion that they don't agree, right? But Amber,
What?
It's their opinion that they don't agree with your opinion. It really is comical. It's so funny.
It's
so funny.
But it's like I have to reiterate myself like I'm talking to a 2-year-old, because if I say anything, I have to make sure I voice it and underline it. Because she said, Mama, Mama, I'm telling. She said it. Get your binky and shut up. Plug it. Jeez, it's getting on my nerves.
Oh my goodness. That was too funny. That was so funny.
And then to top that off, somebody said, quit looking for, and I won't call you out, you little peon. He says, quit looking for the deadly wound. Well, why?
What?
Yeah, why?
Why would any child of God tell you to quit looking for the deadly wound?
Because
unless they're going to claim that it has already happened. So there's two reasons. One, they're going to claim that it has already happened, or number two, they're just being a jerk. And that's not how a child of God acts. That's something that only a demon would say.
Amen. And you know what? The reason why that person says stop looking for the deadly wound is because they say the system isn't here yet, so stop looking for the deadly wound and confusing people. The system never comes into being anyway, you turd womp. It doesn't happen. It almost does. What part of almost don't you get? And then I put out Pastor Murray verbatim in a question and answer saying the person said, something about the one world system. Pastor Murray says it doesn't come together. It almost does, but it doesn't make it. I put that as my answer. And the person, which is a Mark 13 scout, okay, a familiar spirit, that said this. I'm like, I can't. I can't say these things.
No.
Lord help me, I'm being
right.
wicked.
That's terrible.
Help me, Lord. Help me be nice. Help me be Christian. Okay.
So funny.
I'm over it now. Okay. So, yeah, that is... I've been like, I've said all sorts of things under my breath, and under my breath, so it's okay. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Mm-mm. I'd like to, but that's not good. So, my flesh is pretty feisty, so we'll just skip it. So,
yeah.
Or they'll be saying something about, look at her, look at what she's, and they'll take clips of me out of this, right? Saying all these things. That's next.
But it's so funny because they'll have your big head on that little body and your hands out like you don't give a crap.
Right.
It's like saying, and that's so funny.
And then
that makes it even funnier.
Your hands out like, and I will put this coffee right in your face. My arm is long enough. Look at my arm. It's long.
Yeah, because I cannot drink the coffee because I can't get it to my mouth, so it's going to have to go somewhere.
Right. Well, see, John's helping you standing next to you because he's going to slap your cup. You see how this is set up? It's like, what? Boom.
It's so funny.
Stop.
That is so funny, but I wanted to ask you something. Debbie asked about the peace plan, and I know that you sent me a text today about another peace plan. Was there another one?
Well, okay. So here we go. You'll get a kick out of this. Because I did. I was like, what the hell? Pelosi, okay? I don't even know who the hell told Pelosi to get her stupid ass involved, but she flew to Saudi Arabia and met with King Abdul-Jabbar, whatever the hell his name is, and talked about the peace plan. She doesn't even agree with Trump in the first place over it. So why did she fly to Saudi Arabia to go negotiate a peace plan that she doesn't even frickin' support in the first place? Okay? And this whole peace plan that we've been waiting for and watching for, and the one that Israel was like, oh, to the Arab states, and they said that they agreed on it verbally. They didn't want to sign a peace plan because they don't want to be cornered, but it was for a non-aggression pact. Well, now this peace plan isn't, and Pastor Murray said it, he goes, all it's going to take for the deadly wound to happen, and this is verbatim, people. And for you suckers out there who are going to call me a liar, I will find it for you. I will post it and you can eat it. Because he said, all it's going to take, now open your ears, for a deadly wound to happen is for Palestine and Israel to sit at the table and disagree. Well, what is happening in the next couple days that's going to have Palestine, let's just call it the Arabs at the table with Israel, and Jared's going to be leading the conversation. They're going to be talking about the freaking peace plan. Period. It's happening.
That's exactly right.
And
that's exactly
right. And I don't know, do they, I don't know if they agree on it at all, because I'm sitting here thinking, if you look around the world, you have got socialism who has crumbled. Look at the violence, look at the protesting. You have China, Hong Kong, France, Egypt, Syria, Turkey, Iraq, Iran, your countries in what is it called, Venezuela. You got, there are so many countries right now that are burning their countries down. They are asking for a change. They said, your high taxes have robbed my people. You have robbed us. They lost their homes. They're living in the streets. They don't have power. They don't have food. And this is all across the freaking world. Look at Lebanon right now. It is burning to the freaking ground. They set it on fire. Literal fire. Like, you see cars.
They did.
Yeah. Look at what socialism has done. It has murdered. They did that on purpose, though, because they're bringing the people down to their knees, and the people are asking and begging for what? For a change. All over.
That's right.
They drug.
That's exactly right.
I can't remember what that country is. It's one of by Venezuela or somewhere in there. I can't remember what it was called. They took over the capital, and took the mayor. It was the capital or whatever, wherever the mayor is sitting. They tied him to a truck on a rope, and they drug him through the town. I saw the video of him being drug on asphalt. Whatever he did, but I'm saying, crap, they drug him behind their truck. I don't even know if he lived.
Oh my. Oh my goodness. That's terrible.
And then you have to think, too, which I was talking earlier. So we all know who Hitler is. Okay, what did Hitler try to do?
Yeah.
He tried to initiate this when he pulled all his crap. They were trying to use socialism, and he was trying to bring in this one world order, but failed because why? It wasn't time yet. They've been trying to practice and do this. It wasn't time yet.
Yeah.
He was a type.
Yes, they have for a while.
They failed miserably.
Definitely miserably, yeah. They did.
But holy crap.
No, you're exactly right.
And look at the pain it's caused people. Look at what those countries around us are. They're in flames. And it's not, if it was just 1 or 2 or 3, I wouldn't be so amazed. But it's not. It's everywhere, except I think we're okay for the moment, but we still have a lot of uprising in our country. You got the Black Lives Matter, you've got Antifa, you got all these groups that are causing almost like civil riots. They're not almost, they are, okay? Mm-hmm. We're just not burning our country down yet. We still have food and money.
Pretty close, it came close, but...
Well, I don't know. California, they don't have any power. Who's next? They just, and then to top that off, they sent 10,000 Marines today, Olive, to California. Do you know what they're bringing with them? I read the article. I think I sent it to you. They have tanks. They have military equipment, trucks. They're taking to Seven Palms or Two Palms or Palm something, and they're arriving for a practice. It's not practice. Remember when I said the other day that they'll go in and they say they're practicing, and then all of a sudden their practice turns live? Why is 10,000 of our Marines going down there with all that damn equipment? It's going by semi-truck. If anybody's out there, get pictures, send in pictures. I want to see this military movement. I mean, let me find that article because I was like, what? This isn't a game. Freaking California is in ruin. We're just not getting to
Yeah,
see it. That's their. Oh, here we go.
that's right.
Second Marine. Okay, phone. Would you speed it up a little bit? I got things to do. It's going to take its time. Okay, here we go. And I see the pictures right now. If you guys go ahead and Google 2nd Marine Division prepares to deploy to California. Camp Lejeune. Marines at Camp Lejeune are deploying to California for a large-scale training. The 2nd Marine Division will travel to 29 Palms, California, for a Marine Air Ground Task Force war-fighting exercise. There will be approximately 10,000 Marines and sailors participating in the MWX, which is a multi-day division-scale, unscripted, force-on-force exercise within integrated training exercise. It's either 120. Marines will be transporting equipment including more than 40 amphibious assault vehicles across the country by semi-truck. First Lieutenant Joe Wright, the communications strategy officer, says planning process is not easy. For the division, with thousands of people and hundreds of assets to deploy across the country and support this exercise will be a massive feat and a test to how the division can deploy into an area of operations. Now, you don't tell me that's not odd.
No, that's very odd. Yeah, that's very odd.
That shit's about to go live. Mark my words.
Especially the unscripted. That's weird. That's a weird word.
Right. Why
for
did he
all
say
this?
That? What?
Unscripted.
What
Yeah,
does that
unscripted.
mean?
I mean, yeah. What does that mean? I mean, it seems like. I mean, that's just weird.
Well, I got a piece of chocolate, so that's nice. But yeah, totally. Unscripted to me means that it wasn't planned. They had to do it because there's also been a lot of Chinese involvement, UN involvement. They're ready to go, like they said, force on force. Now, is that force upon the UN that's got here, or is it force among the people?
Right, exactly.
And I'm betting it's not because they're going against the UN. I don't think so. Something has happened, and I don't think we're getting the full story of what's happened in California. And I don't think we will until it's too late. It might already be that way.
And I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree.
Do you know that most of those people still don't have power, and this is like, what, 10, 11, 12 days later?
and didn't they, but they said that it wouldn't be that long though, right?
They said
if I'm wrong, I could be wrong.
They said 5 days. That's way past 5 days.
That's way past 5 days.
Mm-hmm. So.
That's way past 5 days.
And then. What did Diana? Hi, Diana.
Hi, Diana.
There was a guy who sent in, I think it was like a letter, an email to Dave Hodges on the Common Sense Show, and said that his wife, they live in an upscale neighborhood, his wife needed to change or to charge her cell phone. They don't have power, obviously not a generator, or she wouldn't be leaving to charge it. They had FEMA stations set up at certain points, and they had one near their neighborhood. She usually goes out for a walk in the evening. They live in an upscale neighborhood. She says, I'm going to go charge my phone. These had, the FEMA station had generators, lights, charging stations for cell phones and stuff like that, and bathrooms and running water. So she goes down there, and her husband's like thinking after a while, wow, she's really taken a long time. I better go look to see what's happening. He went down there and has never seen his wife since. They said she didn't come down here. They don't know where she's at. He was trying to look. They made him leave. They questioned him. Do you have guns in your home? What's this? What's this? How much food do you have? He went home and then came back, and he couldn't find his wife, come back the next day. The FEMA was gone. There was some guards there, and he says, where did FEMA go? And the guards said, well, who told you FEMA was here? He goes, I can't find my wife. Where's my wife? They're like, we don't know anything about your wife. He said while he was sitting there was this bathroom, and a woman went into the bathroom, never came back out. And he goes, the reason why I know she never came back out is because I was sitting there watching, and another person walked in after her.
Oh, my.
So I don't know the validity, or however you say, the validity to that. But he swears that this is true, and his wife has been missing since. So if that's true, I feel really heartbroken for that guy. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting story that I would like to read more upon. That's an interesting story. It really is.
well, there's been other reports, and I've posted some where they're saying that FEMA is going into Northern California and removing some people. Lisa Haven, who I'm not totally a fan of because she can get on my nerves with the hand movement and stuff, but she's smart for herself.
Yeah.
And she was saying today, and I've heard about this a long time ago, that there's these lists, right? And people who are a threat to our country, meaning you're a prepper, you're a Christian, you're a patriot, you're getting the news and the truth out there, and that those people on the list will be the first to disappear, that they'll be taken and put into concentration camps. So is that what happened?
Maybe. So if I don't hear from you, Amber, I'm
Right.
just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I'm
Bad joke. But
But the funny thing of you saying that is, like, my husband's like, well, can you go to the store and get me a soda and this? I'm like, well, you got to come with me in case FEMA gets me. Because they're coming for me. They know me.
that's so funny.
But the thing,
Yeah, I mean, better to be smart. But
the thing
yeah.
about that is we're going to be taken at one point. So I know it's happening. You know, when Lucifer gets here, you know, there will be those who are taken straight to him. So it's like that not a fear, but that knowing in myself. I'm like, at one point they're coming because they're going to know who we are.
Yeah.
Why? Because they have a system that has compiled what we search, what we talk about, what we look up, what we post, what we say, what we buy, where we go. Everything is put into a database, and there's been a law that every president, Trump didn't stop it. So don't tell me, people, that Trump's all good, because he knows about this. And the system can be used for the military to pull out information on its citizens as soon as we go into martial law. So they'll know who and where we're at and what type of quote-unquote threat level we are. That's
Right.
That's
exactly.
how they know. They're going to know exactly where we're at. Hello? We're not quiet. So yeah,
That is interesting.
I go to the grocery store and I'm like, I wonder if FEMA's following me. Is there headlights? Maybe. I ain't going to no charging station. So I have a generator, so I'm not going charging nothing. If you don't hear from me, my phone's
And don't use public restrooms. They're nasty anyways.
Right.
Stay away from public restrooms. They're nasty anyway. And if somebody taps your foot, just don't open up the... I'm sorry. All I could think about is the tapping of the foot in the public restroom.
Right.
He taps my foot, they will meet Kung Fu Fighter.
Right.
So
I'm going to bring a frickin' machete.
but, yeah.
They
There you go.
Even if I have to make it out of foil because they've taken my weapons, I'm going to make me something. Somewhere out of a tree, a stick. It's going to hurt. So don't mess with me. I got tree branches. Oh, yes. Hi, Amber.
There you go.
Just me as Amber. What did Debbie say? Oh, hit them with your foil hat, Olive.
It's gonna go down.
Right. Poke them in the eye with it.
Yeah, I will. Heck, I'll fart on them.
Right. We
You
could
know,
we could eat a whole bunch. Oh, you know what? There's our flame gun. We'll just eat a whole bunch of beans because I went and bought beans and rice. All you have to do is light that sucker up and blow them down. We'll burn their hair off.
Oh my god.
If you
Oh my goodness.
if you think about it, you got weapons everywhere. Flamethrowers.
Yeah, you poke them in the eyes and you fart and you make them smell it and do the flame throwing and singe their hair.
Right.
So, no, but it's serious. No, but see, that's why you stay out of public restrooms. So, that doesn't happen.
You know,
Wasp spray is better. That is a good one there, Amber. Wasp spray.
you could take your aerosol, it's cheap at that aqua spray, and you could go buy like 10 cans of aqua spray, and that's a flamethrower. You just light that sucker up and burn them down. It'll last for like 5-6 minutes.
There you go. It'd be fun too while you're doing it. It'll be fun.
Right. But the crazy thing I thought earlier too is how a lot of us really don't have a lot of money to stock up. We should have been doing it years and years ago, but we're trying to catch up right now. We see that things are happening, and I bought some tobacco because you know what? Everyone's like, get gold, get silver. Well, I really can't buy enough silver to make a difference in anything with $20, but I could buy 2 bags of tobacco, which is going to be worth its weight in gold because somebody's going to be like, give me a damn cigarette. I'll be like, I'll trade you this bag of tobacco for that half a cow. And they'll do it. They'll be like, hell yeah, give me the cigarette. So my $20 just turned into like $300. So
yeah, so we're all going to be going to Amber's house for steak.
Right, trading for tobacco.
Going to your house for steak, yeah.
Steak and cigarettes.
There you go.
That's the important
That's where
thing.
we're going.
I'm not telling any of you where I live.
So funny.
Amber said she'll fart too. She'll fart a mofo.
There you go. Right? You throw them off guard. They don't expect a fart to come out of a woman. They don't expect that kind of biological warfare.
Well, they don't
wrong expect
women.
Yeah, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. Kung fu fart, I'm serious. Fight. They don't expect that crap. So...
yeah, because we're not human, right? It's stupid. Those poor women way back when couldn't fart, couldn't burp, had to wear the tightest frickin'... No wonder why they didn't eat. They had to wear those corsets sucking their insides in to where if they did eat one thing and had to fart, they'd blow the back of their dress off. For God's sakes.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Poor gals. No, it wasn't called class that they held their lips like that. They had to fart, and they had to hold it in so their lips were always pressed with their buttholes tight because they couldn't fart. That's horrible. And then what would you do if you got to go to the bathroom, you got a stomach ache, you have all that gear on, pantaloons, humalooms, all this wire crap, like you're in a chicken coop. How do you poop when you got all that stuff on? They just didn't eat. That's why they were so skinny. They couldn't eat because they couldn't fart, poop, burp. Nothing. Talk about a prison. That's horrible.
Yeah, no.
That's why God's like, I can't put Olive and Amber in that era. They're just not going to make it. It's not going to work out for them. Not gonna happen.
It would cause an uprising. 2 women farting. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Now You know, it's so funny because I'm always talking about farts. So people must think I must just sit all day long and just let them rip. They
Amber,
must think I just put the leg up and just let it rip, you know? That's what it seems like, you know?
Amber says she farts
But
all the
that is
time.
okay because it keeps folks away, you know? If they think they have a farter on their hand, they're just gonna stay away. They're like, no,
Right.
not gonna go to her house.
That's funny.
So, but it's worth it. And I agree with Daniel there that food will be worth more than silver, and tobacco is going to be a big item because folks are going to want their cigarettes.
And coffee.
They are.
Coffee, tea,
So,
coffee,
and
tobacco.
coffee, yeah, that's a good one.
Those things have caused war. Okay, so think about it. People are going to want tea, tobacco, and frickin' coffee.
Yeah, and water too. And Diana said, and water.
I gotta go shut this window. Tell him some jokes. I'll be right back. I gotta go shut this stupid window.
So how is everybody doing? But honestly, folks, it's not going to be that long, you know. So, I mean, even if you have to go a week or two without food, who cares? It's totally worth it. Everybody's going to be okay. And if you read about Smyrna, it says that, you know, that they're poor, but they're rich in spirit. So, God, He takes care of His own. And He'll send the right folks along. God, He will give you exactly what you need at that time. We've actually been very spoiled. So everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be just fine. I mean, even if you have to go a couple weeks with no food, that is okay. That is okay. So all is going to be just fine. God, He does good. I will go to war for coffee. Yeah, that's going to be a hard one, you know, for a lot of folks because they're going to get those cravings for caffeine and for nicotine and whatever else that is in those cigarettes, all the other stuff that people are going to crave. And I'm sure that people are going to want alcohol. And so if you got that kind of stuff,
And I'm not
you'll
getting
be
enough
making
internet,
some
so I'm
good
gonna
bucks
just give me a
during
minute.
that era, during that time. Not that worried though. I'm not. I don't care about all that stuff.
What stuff? I just want my tobacco and coffee.
Oh,
God's not
yeah,
gonna
I
give
was
me
saying
that.
that you're gonna have you're gonna have folks that are even gonna want alcohol and that kind of stuff. So, but I was saying that it's gonna be okay even if folks have to go a week or two without food. That is okay. I think there was a guy on this was many years ago. He was on that reality show, Stranded Island or something. What's the name of that show? I never watched it,
Naked
but
and Afraid.
I remember. No, not Naked and Afraid. What's that island where they were on an island? It was like Stranded Island or something. And when it was on for like 50 years, it just never ended. It's Survivor. It just never ended. It was constantly on. Well, there was a guy who did not eat for like 40 or 50 days or something, and he lost so much weight, and it could have been longer.
I should do that.
But it shows that you do not need food. You know, I mean, we do, but it's not
much.
like the end of the world. No, it's not like the end of the world.
And didn't Jesus go into the wilderness and not eat for 40 days?
Yes, he did.
to show us, hey, we can. If I can do it, you could do it. That's how I take it. You'll be all right.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, come on. I mean, during that last time, I mean, any child of God's not going to care about food. The flesh might, but their soul's not. I mean, they're going to be so on adrenaline,
Right.
knowing that. Oh my gosh, a weird thing just flew over my head. There was a plane, and that was weird. But yeah.
You've had a lot of
Okay, I'm gonna
weird
go back
sightings
inside.
out there lately.
No, I'm serious. It was weird. It was like a plane, but there was a plane that flew by. Okay, but then there was like it was like in the shape of a plane, but there was no lights on and no sound. I wonder if it's something in the government. It was like a plane, but there was no lights and no sound, and the light of the moon was kind of on it.
Maybe.
Okay, there's a weird. Yeah, I'm going inside.
So another thing too that I wanted to throw a little news in here. So, and it took me a while. That's why I said it was a good thing when we did the opening of this, that we had a couple days off. We got some sleep. Olive and I have been up ever since a couple days before the sacrifice happened. But we have pretty much been awake since then and barely getting hours of sleep because everything's just been bam, bam, hit, hit, hit. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It's been crazy. So we were pretty tired, and it was good to take a couple days to try to see what was happening, let a couple things play out, let's see what direction they're going in. And Trump had said that he was pulling troops out of Syria, right? Well, he said it's time to end the wars and to bring our soldiers home. Well, that's funny because Trump didn't send those Syria soldiers home. They were special ops. He sent them to Iraq. He put them on the border of Iraq and Syria. And why, you ask? Because Turkey released ISIS from 2 prisons. They let the ISIS people go. And then to top it off, Turkey is escorting ISIS to Iraq in tanks, military vehicles. He offered them safe passage to Iraq. And guess who is waiting on the other side of that border for ISIS? Our military is standing on the other side of that border with drones, tanks, missiles, what have you, anything that they need, and they are waiting for ISIS. When the ISIS people escaped out of those prisons, they were yelling, "We are going to cut the heads off the Kurds. We are going to cut the heads off of all infidels." And they're headed straight for our soldiers on the other side of that border in Iraq. Trump didn't take them home. He relocated them to frickin' Iraq. Why are we back in Iraq? This is going backwards. So a little news on that. So here's in my opinion, this is about to get real, because as Turkey is bringing those ISIS soldiers in, we have the American troops, which are special forces. There's about 1,000 of them, give or take a few lies here and there. So I don't really know, but Trump said he was bringing those troops in to protect the bases that are there, and they're going to fight ISIS once again in Iraq. U.S. troops are going to Western Iraq. This is crazy. And ISIS says, and I'll repeat it again, as they left the prisons in Syria, they said, "We will kill and decapitate all Kurdish people, all infidel that they find. Kids, women, it doesn't matter. They are demon-possessed." How can you question that they're not? How can you say they're not demon-possessed when they're saying what they're saying, and they are so freaking evil? They are coming with swords and God knows what else to kill, maim, and hurt people. It's disgusting. And then to top that
Okay.
off, oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I need to send you, I did a whole study on
Well, I would like to know, what that means, because I don't have an answer for, or anything to say, because I don't know. Um, I know that Michelle was going to try to break apart Er- Erdogan's name, to see what that meant also, and she got that out of the Greek and Hebrew, I believe, and I see the list, but I'll have to take that apart here soon, and I'll send that to you too, because there was and I'll read this. I did send this to you earlier. Erdogan, whatever his name is, and I'm gonna find this post here. I think I took a picture of it. He's basically calling himself the king of the Arabs, which I find, uh, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let's see, is this cooperate for the sake of peace? Okay, no, that wasn't it. Um, I wish my phone would cooperate with me. Anytime I need it to cooperate, it just doesn't want to cooperate. That's always goes that way. Okay, let's see. Shreya wouldn't have to collapse. If Erdogan's ability to appeal to the Arab street was not enough, the deployment of Turkish military and the Arab Syrian National Army into Syria shook the Arab leaders to their core, reviving their age-old fear of the Ottoman Turks are coming. With the Arab state system across the Middle East being pulverized, the Operation Peace Spring may elevate Erdogan to the Sultan of the Middle East. This notion was not enough to coalesce the Arab leaders who would otherwise be notoriously bickering. They're basically saying he's elevating himself up to the Sultan of the Middle East, which is a king. And I said this, I think, yesterday. I said that he was, and this was my supposition, but I said that he was probably promised a seat in the one world order as a king or something if he did this. And then this comes out today saying he's basically elevating to the Sultan of the Middle East, the king of the Middle East. And he's actually the one that started this whole Peace Spring. That was the last one. Operation Peace Spring, whatever. He's the one that started it. He initiated it. He's freeing ISIS, helping to gather the Arab army together. That would only make sense that now they were viewing him as like the king of the Middle East. Something to think about, anyways. Something to watch, that's for sure. And freaking Pompeo and the vice president, they went and met in Israel after they left whatever the oh my god, and I thought about something else today, and I can't believe we weren't looking. But Pompeo went over there, and he told Israel, and then and everybody at the same time, that Israel can attack anyone they want to if they feel threatened. Anyone, anywhere. International borders do not apply. And that if they did, they have the full backing of the United States military. And then he says to Bibi, don't you worry. You go take care of Turkey. The United States will take care of Iran. That's a big statement. And what does that mean, international borders don't apply? What does that mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Isn't that weird? That's freaky. I don't like that. Well, what? Nothing's been done to Israel. Well, Israel said, oh, okay, well, if we take it back a week or two, Iran did say, we're going to wipe you off the face of the map. We're going to kill every one of you. We're coming from the United States and Israel. And then they attacked Saudi Arabia. And then Israel said, well, we're next. And so Israel blew up their oil tanker along with Saudi Arabia. That was their retaliation. And then they think, because they thought that they had to do like a preemptive strike to show Iran, we will kill you. Don't come near us. And the United States is behind us, which when they blew up those Iranian bases in Syria, that was showing Iran and everybody else, because the United States was behind them in planes offering air support. So it's showing them that we are behind. We're not going to attack you. The United States isn't going to use their bombs, but we're behind Saudi Arabia. We're behind Israel. You see us in the air. Here we are. Don't do it, because we're right behind them. That's what that statement is. Well, freaking Russia just signed a deal for billions of dollars on arms treaty or something with Saudi Arabia yesterday. And then Saudi Arabia's like, yeah, well, the United States isn't the only person we can get this from. So now Russia, for billions of dollars, made deals with Saudi Arabia King Abdullah, whatever his name is, yesterday. Yep.
It's like they're gathering all their weapons for that final battle against God, and God speaks and they're down. So
my microphone was on mute the whole time, so the only people that heard me was the people in the Zoom. But anyways.
Oh my gosh.
I really hate when I do
it's a good thing at least that the people in Zoom knew that you were here.
I hate when I do that. But yeah, okay, say that again. So, by all these deals happening with Putin has gone to Saudi Arabia, made a deal for billions, and I'm talking like $10 billion in deals for arms. And you've got Russia also involved in a deal with Turkey and Syria. You've got Russia, who also went to Iran to make a deal. You have Saudi Arabia going behind the United States back and going to Iran making a deal. So what does this remind you of again?
This reminds me of where the king, where they go out like, and they gather like the kings of the earth. It's for the final battle against God. It's for, they go around and they gather the kings of the earth for the final battle against God, because they really think that they stand a chance. Yeah, but see, God, he speaks and they're down. I mean, it's over. I mean, it was over before it even began.
Right. And then
And that's like, to me, that's what it sounds like is happening right now. Because what are they getting all these weapons for? And they're trying to make it sound like there's going to be a World War III. They're buffaloing everybody. They're buffaloing alliances and crap are being made, and they're preparing for that final battle.
Oh,
that's what's actually happening right now.
Oh, all the
That's
friends.
my opinion.
How could you say
Do not
something
take
like
it to
that?
the bank. I could be
you?
wrong.
No,
I could
you're
be
not.
wrong.
No, you're not.
I know I could be wrong,
You wanna
but
know
that's to
why?
me what it sounds like.
You want to know why?
Why?
And I will read from Revelations, and everybody can open up their Bible and
read.
And read from Revelation 16, chapter 16. I'm going to go starting from verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water therefore was dried up, that the ways of the kings of the east might be prepared. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs. And as Pastor Murray says, were they frogs? No, he said they were like frogs, come out of the mouth of the dragon, which are lies, and out of the mouth of the beast, which are lies, and out of the mouth of the false prophets, which are lies. 14, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty. That's Armageddon and Hamengog. And the spirits...
That's what it sounds like to me. That is the beginning of that.
The spirits...
Because what are they getting all this for?
When the sixth angel pours that vial on the river Euphrates, that lets out the 7,000 fallen angels, those nasty spirits, and it says they go forth unto the leaders, the kings of the earth. So they start agreeing and gathering the armies. Why else would they agree? How could you get, and what did this smart lady say? Because I'm going to repeat it. Michelle said, and I'm going to verbatim it because this was the best explanation I've ever seen. How in the hell is it possible for Jacob, Esau, Ishmael, and Cain going to agree without Satan? It's not going to happen. But it's happening. How can you get those people to agree?
Really, wow. Yeah, that's pretty heavy. That's pretty heavy.
And everybody wants to give such hate and such dismay and tell me, don't be looking for this, don't be looking for that. How dare you say this when it's prophecy that we're looking for, and it's prophecy that has been written, and it's prophecy that's happening right now. It's happening.
You know, Amber, remind me to talk to you about something after this. I don't want to say it on here because if I did, it's like it would be a crazy land. But just remind me so I don't forget. It's just my heart is kind of skipping a beat.
Well, maybe you should
right
say
now.
It. Just say you think, your supposition. Look at all the crazy stuff I say. We could hack it.
I'm not saying it on here. No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Because I'm not. No.
Everyone's
no,
like,
that kind of takes the cake. That kind of just takes the cake, Amber. No, I'm not saying it. Like everybody would be like, okay, wow. You know what? Look at the time. It's kind of awkward, you know, but gotta go. You know, that Olive, you know, she's a dear soul, but gotta go. So, no, I'm not gonna say it. No, I'm not.
Come on, all you gotta do is say, what do you think?
Right, yeah.
I'm not gonna. I can't, Diana. And it's so. Okay, Diana, you can be in the chat when I ask Amber. I'm not saying it live on air. I'm not doing it because there are ads. Yeah, there's those people that are out there and they will use it, and I'm not gonna do it.
Text me it and I'll say it. I'll take the heat.
There you go.
No, it's okay. I should have kept my mouth shut because see, this isn't fair that I opened up my mouth. It's not.
Right.
So,
stop being
I'm
unfair.
just waiting.
That's how people find out things.
Right.
That's how people But see, this is just with an experience that I had. So, and it's one of those that, where, it's, see, one thing that,
Okay,
like,
Debbie, you're under attack again. Get under shelter. Debbie, are you alive? 10-4, Debbie. Debbie, is she okay? She's under attack. Somebody better go to her house and check out what the hell is going on over there. Safety check.
That's so funny. That noise that randomly popped. That's so funny. There's two. It's like whatever it is, just is trying to
attack her.
Like
it sounds like warplanes.
Going over, but she's on mute. She's on mute.
Well, she is now, but she wasn't. It's Debbie. She was a minute ago, but when she clicks off her thing, it sounds like, I feel like fucking. Oops, I'm sorry. Frickin' what's his name running through the redcoats are coming. The redcoats are coming.
My computer is farting. She says her computer's farting. Her computer is ready to attack folks that are coming for it. Her computer is ready. So it legit sounds like that is what is happening. And they're making folks sound like that a World War III is going to happen. That is propaganda. That is pure propaganda. Now I know that is pure propaganda. It is a tool to blind the mass, this World War crap. And these kings of the earth are grabbing and buying and selling weapons. They're doing their bartering right now for that great day. That's exactly what it sounds like, and that is my opinion.
And
I could be wrong.
Russia's the ringleader in that one, because look at it took Russia to come in and for the United States to say, okay, go ahead. Look what they're doing. They're aligning with them, like prophecy says.
Yeah, they are. And wow. Amber, that gave me goosebumps.
Amber, it's not that kind of party.
No, not that, Amber. It's not that kind of party. No, it's not.
No. But I do think because of prophecy and Jerusalem being surrounded, it is boiling down to that Armageddon and Hamagog because everybody's getting in place. Michelle reminded me that, did she say 4 or 6? There's horses that are protecting the United States from Russia and any of our attackers, and they're out there protecting us. They're not going to come get us because God has placed warriors to protect our country. Why are we a country without walls? Because we have God. We don't have to have walls. Well, we need the Mexican border wall, but, that's another story because they just keep coming. But God's going to protect us, so we've got it. But they are positioning themselves. They're making the deals. They're making the treaties. Russia, the bear, is very, very busy with what he's doing, and I do believe that it does get to that point because they surround Jerusalem. They get so haughty-taughty and full of themselves because what does Islam teach you? What does the Quran say? Those ISIS fighters are running out of there because they say that it takes war to bring their imam. And it does. Even our Bible says it takes Jerusalem to be surrounded for Lucifer to pop up. And they know that if they don't cause war, he ain't coming. So that's what they're doing. They're getting ready.
Yeah, because they said who can make war with this beast. So people are amazed, and it's because of Jerusalem being surrounded.
Right.
And he brings in that peace that has never been there. Right. So, I mean, it's just constant chaos. So, this is fascinating stuff. It really is, and wow. And Gulp, he mentioned the Ring of Fire. And I'm going to mention something with the Ring of Fire. And maybe some of the ladies in here can help me out on that. Okay. When I worked with a girl at work, she had a baby. Is that true? Because I'm just curious because like things are compared to a woman in labor, so is crowning. But she said that, and it's the crowning. That's exactly right, and she called it the Ring of Fire. And I just remember laughing when she called it the Ring of Fire, so that's why it always stuck out. She said it was so painful, and she called it the Ring of Fire. But I don't know. Why don't you go get warm under my blankie? For when women have their babies. And it makes me think because, you know, you have these labor pains, all these labor pains, and then it leads to the final stage where it's time to push. And when it's time for a woman to push, that lasts 30 minutes to ironic how you have this Ring of Fire that's going to be up in not there, but up in the Middle East. So I'm just wondering, because I want to compare it to that woman in labor. And I find that kind of ironic. And Debbie said that she has heard it too. So that just stands out. It really does. It really stands out.
Well, also, you know, we were talking about that on in case anybody else doesn't know, on December 26th, there's going to be a Ring of Fire, and I will see if I can find that, and we'll see if we can play this real quick. It's called, and it always gets me that Johnny Cash, the Ring of Fire. It's funny.
And that song is awesome.
Ring of Fire, December 26th. Because I believe, if I'm not wrong, that's kind of like biblical. Not kind of like, it is.
Yeah. Right? I mean, I've never heard of no Ring of Fire ever. And this is the first time. And then it just ironically happens to do with a labor stage, like the final stage, and it's like the crown, like it's the crowning. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that's exactly what it means, but I mean that's really ironic. I mean, really ironic in my opinion.
I'm gonna see if I can possibly.
Oh. And Amber says she has 5 kids and she knows what labor pains are. I'm sure she does. And I'm sure she knows that Ring of Fire.
Yeah, no thanks. I skipped that part, so. You know what? I don't even think my mic is working. Were they able to hear me at all? It doesn't even show that my mic works. What is going on?
I can hear you. I can.
They can't, though.
Hold on.
You guys can hear me? On the YouTube?
I'm getting hit in my face right now. Hold on. Let's see if I can hear you. Yeah, Daniel, that helmet is disgusting.
So that's supposed to be happening on December 26th, and they're going to be seeing that.
And Gulp said they can hear you. And where did Diana go? She's gone. I just looked and she's gone. Do you think that I upset her
By what?
by not saying that? You know, but that's okay. I hope she's okay, and I hope she comes back.
What did you say?
Okay, thank you, Debbie. She said no. Debbie said that she will be back. Very, very good. That is excellent news. And there's the Ring of Fire. There's the neon sign, everybody. And Amber knows what I mean by that. There's your sign right there.
Right.
So,
I mean, when is the last time, does anybody know that this has happened? Has it ever happened? Or
I don't know. Here, let me Google. What should have happened? But I don't remember ever hearing about a Ring of Fire. So, when do Ring of Fires occur?
And I'll post this into YouTube so everybody can look it up. I don't know why my mic says it's not registering. Weird things are happening. That's all I gotta say. Weird stuff. Let's see. Share. Copy link. And that way everybody can see this on their own so they can interpret it later.
Wow, you should see the picture for Johnny Cash's song "Ring of Fire." That is just it's creepy. It looks just like this. 100 days until I wonder a Ring of Fire. Now let me see if it says, because I've never seen this. It's a final solar eclipse of 2019. It's going to look like a Ring of Fire. But they don't talk about this ever happening. Does anybody know if this has ever happened? Have they seen this before?
I've never heard of it. I know that. But I'm, the corona. What's that?
I don't know what Daniel's talking about there.
I only know a corona as a beer.
Okay, it says a similar chance for a rising eclipse will occur June 10, 2021. It's going to look like a ring there. But they don't talk about this ever happening. Does anybody know if this has ever happened? Have they seen this before?
I've never heard of it. I know that.
Okay, now there was one in 2014. There's a Ring of Fire in the sky. 5 things you should know about tomorrow's epic solar eclipse. So there was one in 2014.
Okay, and that was...
The Ring of Fire. First the blood moon and now this. So they were talking about what is a Ring of Fire exactly. The solar eclipse is known as an annular eclipse rather than a total eclipse. I just never heard of that term, Ring of Fire.
She's sitting under a tent, and it's okay, but... Okay. I had to go get my kid out of a tent that she was making under my desk, so... Always when we start live shows or anything, the circus begins.
And very good, Daniel. Thank you for explaining that.
So what is it?
Only the corona of the sun is visible. So, it looks like one happened. Okay, and then you had one in 2012, and there was one in 2012, 2014. I'm looking at the photos, and it tells you, and they show you like these photos. So. I just wonder why I just never heard of a ring of fire.
I haven't either, actually, so you're not alone. And I was on Earth in 2014, so I don't know.
I know, so was I. I was on Earth too.
I might have been busy. I was hosting a Tupperware party and nobody was invited. I was all booked up, so just all booked up.
That's right. Very good.
Oh, blue Kool-Aid. I've heard about blue Kool-Aid from Marfugal. Well, but I think that the placement... Okay, here's a question. Where were those Ring of Fires placed last time? Because this one's over the Middle East.
That's a good question. I seen one was over Antarctica. And I don't know where the one was at in 2012. They were not over the Middle East. No, it was not over the Middle East.
Because this one is right over the Middle East. And the funny thing is that parts of the Middle East... Do you know that half crescent moon with the two stars that are on the Middle East, some of the Middle East flags and the Islam flag? That's what Saudi Arabia is going to see.
Yeah.
That's what other countries over there are going to see. Jerusalem, I believe, gets to see the whole thing, but the rest of them only see the half crescent and like two star looking things that match Islam's flag, which is weird.
Wow. And that's weird. That's kind of what I saw in my dream too.
Right.
So... But that doesn't really matter, though.
Right.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, you know. So that doesn't matter. X-nay on the X-nay. I didn't know what to say.
They're totally going to clip that out.
That is like so mind-blowing to me. It's so mind-blowing, all this stuff. It really is.
Well, Amber
said that Marfugal blocked her.
You know, for him saying that he wants everybody to come on there and share and be one and be this and that, he blocks people. I have asked Marfugal several times to help my channel because I'm getting out the truth, I'm getting out news. He ignores me. He only pays attention to like Bubba News and the Red Pill and all his little groupies, but he won't help anybody else. I don't see him helping one dang female. I have asked him several times. They ignore me. They won't talk to me in their little stupid video, like the chat thing we have under this video. They ignore me. They think I'm crazy. I'm surprised he hasn't blocked me. So.
Oh my goodness, Amber, you are so funny.
I'm always in there like Paul Revere saying the frickin' redcoats are coming, but they're like, there's that crazy psycho woman again. Let's just ignore her. They probably have me on ignore. No wonder why nobody doesn't answer. Shoot, I'm surprised.
Odin doesn't talk about the Noahide laws. No, that's a big one, Amber. That's a red flag. If Marfugal doesn't talk about the Noahide laws, that's a huge red flag.
Well, you want to know why he doesn't?
Huge.
Because for one,
why?
He knows nothing biblically. For two, he doesn't want it. He says that he's out there being a truth seeker and telling the truth. He has conformed to the system because he won't even say the word Iraq because he's too scared of losing money for his shows. Like this one will never be monetized because we say those words. He is in it for the money. When he hit 100,000 subscribers, he changed. And if he says any of those things or talks about certain things, he gets demonetized and he doesn't want to lose money. That's what that crap is. Plus, he's biblically illiterate. So there you go.
Wow. This is really, that explains a lot. Well, shame on them. Shame on them. Yeah, and Daniel's right. You don't need them, Amber. And then Amber number 2, you don't need them either. So
It's the attack.
both
of the,
Ambers.
It's the attack of the Ambers.
That's so funny. I even bought at a garage sale a spray, and it had your name on it. And like Amber's not like a popular name. I mean, it's a unique name. It's not like I'm trying to think. It's not like, you know, like a popular name. Name a popular name. I can't think like a popular girl name. But you know what I mean. It's Amber is a unique name. It stands out. It's bold. You know, I mean, so I'm hearing a lot more of the name Amber now. And I'm going to spray my spray on me right now. I'm going to spray my Amber spray.
Well, there's that song by 311. It's Amber is the color of your energy. Oh, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. That's a good song.
I know that song. Very good song.
Marf is a sellout. So.
Yeah, he is a sellout. And if they don't mention the Noahide laws, that automatically makes them a sellout. Automatically.
Well, he doesn't even
That's
know.
A big one.
He's just now came out with that Israeli guy, somebody, and just started talking about religion. He wouldn't even let other people come on his show when they called in to mention end of times or to talk about Jesus. He'd cut them off unless they were talking that they saw a freaking UFO or a freaking Sasquatch or a freaking leprechaun at the end of a freaking rainbow. He's like, yeah, ma'am, next time you see it, call me and we'll go find the pot of gold together. Yeah, fucking funny.
Yeah, that's out.
Yeah,
I have no respect for that kind of stuff. Zero respect. Zilch zilch. The Amber spray, it's by who is this by? Morocco Orchid and Pink Amber. Who makes this? I got it for $25 at a garage sale.
nice.
I don't know who makes it. Yeah. It's Morocco Orchid and Pink Amber, but I don't know who makes it. It smells good. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like super fruity. It's not like super musky either. It's like the perfect whatever. And Debbie, I use my phone. I don't have a headset. I use my phone.
Amber's all, shut up, Studio X. I'm like, I am Studio X.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Oh my God. Oh, that is so funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Why don't you try talking, Debbie, and we'll see if that noise comes back. It might not come back.
I bet you it does.
Let's see. Oh, it does. See, that is okay. You can still talk. You can hear you.
But what does it sound like?
Like a war.
Like a war.
I swear she's in trouble. This is code for help.
I don't want to. Huh.
Tell us, Debbie.
I wish John was.
Are you military intel?
Oh, are you? Yeah, right. I am Yahweh info or warrior. That's what I am.
That's the military that wins, anyways.
That's right. We already won.
Yeah, I can't hear. Let's see. You know what? If you go to Walmart, there's gamer headphones where you go to buy the PS4 and you can get a set of gamer headphones that have a microphone and they plug right into your computer and they work just fine for hearing and microphone. They're gamer headphones.
Oh, I'm sure I can order something off Amazon too, real cheap.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if I order something, if there's something going on to my computer, and it'll do the same thing.
I'm wondering if you go to Zoom and you do a mic or a audio check, maybe you have the computer headphones and your headphones or mic or whatever that are crossing each other, causing reverb.
I hit mute audio and it goes off, so I don't know what else to do.
Tell the UFO to get off your roof. It's interfering. I think Amber has gas.
I wonder what it is.
I don't know. It's very loud.
So I'm going to go back off until I can get another mic, Bye.
Poor Debbie. That is really loud. Okay, so come in, Olive. Did anybody take you? Did FEMA take you? Olive, 10-4. Space Station 1 to Space Station 2. Are you there? Come in, Olive. Crap, they took her. She's gone, guys. FEMA got her. I knew it. FEMA took Mama and Olive before I had a chance to make them Bobo hats. I knew it. I shouldn't have said Bobo hats.
And I am back. I'm so sorry. I had to go and get the laundry done. I just heard Space Station 1. Space Station 1. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Yeah, I can hear that. Space Station 1.
There has been so many sightings lately of these. I mean, there always has been, but lately these sightings have been like on the double time and they're all the same shape. Pastor Murray said one time in the study that they can cloak themselves to make themselves look like a cloud, but they're a shape. People are sending in videos to Mr. BB or MBB or whatever that these ships are in the shape of triangles, but they look like clouds.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
It's weird.
So it's very weird. And, I've even seen some weird things myself, and I never see anything. Or I ever have. It started in August after that meteor shower in August. That's when it all started.
I was going to play this video really quick because I hope it works because it's only 13 minutes long and I think some of it has to do with some paid promotion or whatever, but this was really interesting and he actually had some really good points to say. This is the Common Sense Show with Dave Hodges, and it kind of made me think like, whoa, he's not totally biblical literate, most people aren't, but he's pretty smart. And work, internet, work. I don't have a magic wand. My magic wand is broken. My genie's on vacation. I can't find where I parked my magic carpet, and I'm out of duct tape. So I'm just really screwed here. So I'm just all out of options. Daniel said, I've seen 2 UFOs in broad daylight. They were spheres, and they disappeared and had reappeared.
I believe it. I believe it. I do.
Okay, is this going to play now? Come on.
And Daniel, when did that take place? And can you read me his answer when he writes back? I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn the water on here for a second. So hold on.
Okay, well, she's doing that. I'm going to play this really quick, and then we'll get to what...
Okay.
And why is the audio not playing? Strange. Okay, here we go. And now it's going to spin. Of course you're going to spin.
Welcome. I'm Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show. We are the show that is freeing America, one enslaved.
Don't spin! God.
Mind.
It's just going to spin. I might have to play this on my phone. Okay, so I'll pause this because it is just not going to play. And I will play this on my phone so you guys can hear it.
Welcome. I'm Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show. We are the show that is freeing America, one enslaved mind at a time, and you're going to help me make it the show that frees America 1 million enslaved minds at a time, and we really do need your help. We are brought to you by PatriotFlashlight.com, and I got to tell you guys, this is never going to run out of juice. The link for PatriotFlashlight.com is in the description box. Very best flashlight ever made. Well, we have a spiritual Pangea going on the planet today, and I don't like it. I don't care what religion someone practices, as long as their religion stops at my constitutionally protected nose. I could care less. We'll all have to find our way to salvation. I have mine. It works for me. I'm not as judgmental as a lot of my brothers and sisters. I don't embrace anyone else's faith, but I'm not seeking to discriminate so long as they leave me alone. But there's something going on that's really concerning to me. And I brought this up in the last broadcast that I'd come back to this. And it's called synchronetic. And what it is, it's the blending. It's the Pangea of spiritual beliefs. It's the blending of all religions under one house. I want nothing to do with this pagan approach to religion. You can do it. You can have it. That's fine. Leave me out of this. But it's going to be one day enforced upon us. When you look at UN doctrine, and I've studied UN doctrine, I've looked at Agenda 21, frontwards and backwards. I'm looking at Agenda 2030. I look at what they do more than what they say. And I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like what I see. I do not like what I see at all. Because what we're seeing is my religion moving it out. The UN religion, they're moving it in. And the UN religion has actually gone by a name. Now, they've kind of moved away from it because of the negative connotation of this name. But let's call it what it is. You know, if it's white in color, we call it white. If it's polka dot, we call it polka dot. If it's stripes, we call it stripes. And what it's called is Gaia. This is what you're going to be forced into. This is so clear, so plain, and it underlies climate change from Agenda 21 in its origins. Let me read to you what the Bible says the hierarchy of power is on the planet. God, and then us. We're given dominion over the planet. That means animal, fish, fowl, the earth. That's your descending order hierarchy. We come first. Now, we're also commanded to be good stewards of our planet. And so one aspect of ecology I'm in agreement with. If you see a beer can on the beach, you should pick it up. You shouldn't leave it there in the first place. I agree with this. But that's not where this is headed. It's headed towards a mandatory, you abandon this hierarchy with man having dominion. And now we're going to move into earth, animal, fish, fowl, and man. And if you look at the EPA under various organizations like Clinton, Bush, Obama, what did they constantly do? The spotted owl has more rights than you do. How many logging towns in the Northwest were destroyed because of this nonsense? How many? You have no rights. That spotted owl has more rights than you do. You predate the spotted owl in many cases. That doesn't matter to the EPA. And then you look at a place like the San Joaquin Valley in California. Hello? Remember this? And what did they say? Well, there's this little 2-inch smelt fish. You can't irrigate your farmland. San Joaquin Valley is a pretty harsh climate. You can't irrigate, you don't grow. How many farmers went bankrupt over this nonsense to save the 2-inch smelt fish? Oh, but there's exceptions to the rule. See, there's I before E, except after C. Enter Richard Bloom. Who's that? Oh, that's Senator Dianne Feinstein's husband, Communist China's best friend in our country. And once the farmers are driven off their land, well, we can kind of modify this a little bit. We won't put man on top of this hierarchy, but we'll put Richard Bloom up there, and you get to buy up all the land for pennies on the dollar and start raising crops with people you hire and you control, and you sell this food to China. Some of you already know this story, particularly if you've been in California, you've been affected by this nonsense. At the top of this hierarchy, they say it's Earth, right? Ecology, Earth, climate change. We're going to die in 12 years. It's all the same thing. The gangrene New Deal, right, from Ocasio-Cortez. It's all predicated on this hierarchy, but they don't tell you who's really at the top of the hierarchy. You see, if you go to the biblical hierarchy where man's given dominion, who's above man? The creator of the universe. When you go over here in the earth, Gaia is given hierarchy. Who's really at the top? See, this is the unspoken message, isn't it? It's a pregnant pause for effect. Has anyone ever looked at it this way? I didn't used to look at it this way until one day I was listening to a pastor give a sermon, and he said, "You're given dominion over the earth." And I'm thinking, like hell we are. You ever heard of Agenda 21, Pastor? And then it dawned on me. And then I started to do my research. And then I started to look at these two different paradigms. Which paradigm do you think is going to be ushered in with the New World Order? You know which one's not going to be. This is what I call the blending. The blending of all religions into one. You see, there's different phases to this. We know the Pope has popularized the term Chrislam, the blending of Christianity and Islam. We know he's behind it. We've seen it. We've had stories on it. Even the mainstream media has covered it. Do you think that's where it's going to stop? No, because you have to get a buy-in from every culture to bring in the Gaia. So, oh yeah, Christians, oh yeah, you're welcome here. Hey, but we have to be tolerant over here of these other views. So in between page 1 and 3, we're going to put something in from another religion. Is that okay? And on page 6, we'll bring in that religion over here and this religion up here, and then pretty soon you've got finger painting. The finger painting of religions, Gaia. This is where we're headed. See, I have no problem if someone from a different religion says to me, "Dave, my religion's the correct religion." Great, good for you. And in my heart, I'm thinking, sucks to be you. But it's okay, though. You can have the freedom to practice your religion, First Amendment. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we're getting? You know where this is headed. Do I have to go any further with this? This is why globalism has to be stopped in its tracks. You see, it's not just about the communist takeover of our economy, the evisceration of the Bill of Rights, the perversions that are entering into our society, where pedophiles are now setting their legal sights on children. Oh yes, those arguments are there. Not even in the darkest days of Rome did they make those arguments legally. Oh, you had Herodotus and people like that that did partake in this. He had a concubine of 300 boys and 300 girls. But you didn't have legal arguments to defend this. Today, we're beginning to see it. And how are we seeing it? Incrementally. Let's lower the age of consent. Used to be 18, then it's 16, 14. How about 12? Why not 8? This is where we're going, people. It's not just about the evisceration of our culture, our rights, our economy, everything that we've held sacred as a society. It's about your soul. They are after your soul. Some of you have heard me interview Vance Davis of the NSA, and I need to call him as soon as I'm done with this and set up another interview with my friend Vance. Vance in his NSA training, and he taught me this in 1993 when Vance and I started our friendship. And he told me, he says, Dave, in my NSA training, we were taught there's been a war out in the cosmos. Oh, what? Genesis, right? Okay, cool. NSA's teaching that. And that war has come to Earth. And they want to crack the soul, but they can't get the code. So they have to change humans. That's transhumanism. Vance was talking about this 26 and a half years ago when I met him, and there was no term transhumanism being used at that time. And they are after us. They're after your soul. This is ultimately what this comes down to. This is the common denominator. We can talk about this problem over here and this problem over there, but when you connect all the dots and the picture forms and the picture becomes very clear, it's about good versus evil. It's about the control of your soul. And that's what all these plots ultimately come down to. Any planet, our planet, any belief system that is not predicated on man having dominion is not of God. Just want to make sure before we just embrace, oh, I just love the tree. Let me hug the tree. It has more rights than I do. The spotted owl, pat him on the head, give it a candy bar. Here, I'm moving my home so you can stay in your tree. That is not Christian. That is not even Western civilization. This is pantheism. I think I've made my point. Have I given you enough reasons over the last few days to stand your ground? Because you don't stand your ground, the ultimate loser is not going to be your lifestyle or your political rights. It's going to be your soul. We'll see you back here next time. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't.
So, I think that was deep. That was deep is what that was. This world's coming to craziness, and it's all because of Lucifer. And I want to see if I can actually get this to play.
It's not going to be your lifestyle or your political.
I want to see if I can get this to play with Pastor Murray.
Verse 36, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. It's a one world system that's coming upon us, trying to melt everything down and kiss up to every nation on the earth. You know, Christians have always been blessed when they serve the Lord God Almighty. That's the very trouble with communism and socialism. They leave God out of the equation. And when you lock arms and hands with people like that, you're going to lose God's blessings. God controls a lot more than people like to think. That's why you always want to choose his blessings, not his cursings.
All right, so the reason why I put on Dave Hodges is because what he said, not all of it, what he said was right, though. We're coming to that point of that spiritual warfare, and they're here to get our souls. They will be coming to get our souls. The fallen angels and Lucifer will be coming to take our souls. That is the whole plan of the situation. And I also wanted to there's a lot of confusion out there as to this one world order and the first beast of Revelations. Everybody's arguing over it. I'm going to play something from Pastor Murray here because I feel that this will iron it out for those who want to keep arguing about this political system that isn't here yet. So,
John from Michigan, I would like to know if the one world system will be set up before Satan comes to earth, or is Satan going to set it up to deceive people? I think so. What do you think, or no? Well, I know about everything, I guess. Nobody knows everything. But I do know one thing. I know that system, we are told, does not come into being because it almost does, and then it gets a deadly wound. You'll find this in the 13th chapter of Revelation, verse 4. That I know. But then the dragon, which is Satan, another name for Satan, appears and performs a lot of pretty tricks and maneuvers and heals the wound, and the whole world whores after him, believing him. Then he fixes it. So, answer to the question, the one world system does not become de facto until after the false Christ appears. Oh.
okay, so Lucifer doesn't show up, or the one world political system does not come into being until after Lucifer shows up mid-month visually. The first part of the beast, the first beast of Revelations, is that beast that's trying to set the system up, that's paving the way, that's getting things ready. It receives a deadly wound. Lucifer comes from the earth, shows up visually, and fixes everything. I don't understand where this argument that, oh, we have to have a world system first. Oh, we're not going to have a one world system in the first beast of Revelations. Because why? Because it gets a wound to its head. It falls to the ground. It falls apart because nations don't agree. The nations pull out of this agreement that they're making at this time, working on at this time. I feel like I need to get that, that voice out. And Lucifer shows up mid-month, which means he's here previously the 2.5 months behind the scenes. Pastor Murray has said this verbatim, and if you need me to find you the video, in fact, I will go find it, and I will get the clip, I will record it in like 10 times in a row, and then I will publish it so everybody that doesn't believe it can hear it 10 times in a row. I don't think that the 10 times is going to help some of you because you still don't get it. He's behind the scenes for the first 2.5 months. He is here visually. When the deadly wound happens, he pops out like one of those little jacks out of those little pop-up machines, pops out doing all his miracles and wonders and fixes it. So literally, we only really have 2.5 months to worry about. It ain't that long. Okay? God shortened the time for us. We're going to be all right. It's going to be just fine. Let me see Oh, I gotta turn this down or my voice is gonna hit me in the face. I think I have something else too that I wanted to show for Pastor Murray, and I got to find it real quick. I have like so many videos here that I have saved and questions and answers, and I think that it really helps because he just puts it simple and clearly, and that was it. So
Sean from Colorado, you state that Satan will say, I'm here to rapture everybody out of here. It makes perfectly good sense. However, I don't seem to find this in my Bible. Please help. Well, what does Mark 13 say concerning mother shall betray daughter to death, and father betray son to death? What would cause a mother, you know Christian women, a Christian woman will die for her kids. What in the world would cause her to deliver her child up to the Antichrist? Here within lies your answer. She thinks it's Jesus. Okay. His message is bring them in. I'm a good old boy. I'm going to save them. And we will take them right on out of here. We'll raise them to a higher level of thinking. In other words, he's pretending to be Christ. And the mother will deliver when the child says, Mama, that is not Jesus. That's Antichrist. She'll say, my daughter's a good girl. I've raised her good. Please be patient with her and convert her to your way of thinking, which is rapture. Okay? So, RJ from Florida. What scriptures refer to the doctrine of the serpent seed? I cannot find this in the Bible. Well, it's certainly there. It's the first prophecy in the Bible, basically. It's Genesis chapter 3, verses 14 and 15, where Christ says to the serpent, I will put enmity between thy seed and the woman's seed. So that is the serpent's seed. But the serpent means the glistening one. That's one of Satan's names. Well, how do you know it's one of Satan's names? Well, have you ever read Revelation chapter 12, verse 6 and 7, that old devil, the serpent? Or Revelation chapter 20, cast in the abyss, the old devil, the serpent, Lucifer. The word Lucifer is not there, but that means the bright morning star. He tries to claim everything that Christ is, only he's a fraud. Virginia from South Carolina. People explain to me why you say Satan is, please rather explain to me why you say Satan is of the moon and God is of the sun. I know God is of light, but I don't understand where you get that from. Thank you. You see, you're not listening real good. You missed the whole point. The statement would have been all prophecy concerning Satan is given in moons. That means months, being translated into English. Example, in Revelation chapter 13, Satan has 42 months. That's 3.5 years. The two witnesses have 1,260 days, which is 3.5 years. So, but it's given in days, solar, sun, light. All prophecies concerning God's election are given in days, solar. And Satan, any prophecy given concerning him is in moons, months. So you see, it's not sun and moon, it's the months and days, all right? The prophecy, that helps you determine whether a prophecy concerns wickedness, Satan, or whether it concerns God's children. Very effective and interesting. Excuse me. Nancy from New Hampshire. If Satan is in heaven with Jesus on the good side of the gulf, how come Satan is allowed to be there? He's supposed to be in a place, is he supposed to be in a place of holiness? I thought those who commit sins have to go to the opposite side. He is behind. That's the opposite side. He's controlled. He is allowed, though, to tempt the weak, because that's what this earth age is about. God sent the word whereby everybody can absorb the truth unless God has blinded them, and to be able to take care of themselves, to love God on their own free will, and to choose to love God, or you could love Satan. That's what he wants to know, which you're going to choose, because we have an eternity coming, and we don't want anyone around us that can be deceived into worshiping Satan after they are in a spiritual body and absolutely know better. I say that for the fact that much teaching will be done in the millennium when all will be in spiritual bodies without hang-ups from the flesh. I want you to open your Bibles to Jeremiah chapter 7. And dear one, this is only one of many places that the Astaroth, which is Easter, is mentioned in our Father's Word. One of many places. And I assure you that every time our Father addresses it, the fire and smoke fly from his wrath and disappointment and anger at our people, and yet they must roll Easter eggs to Ishtar, the Queen of Heaven. Little old egg fell from heaven. It's too bad it didn't bust in the sea, and let that have been it. But oh no, well-educated, well-trained scholars of today must have something, that they can present to the people. Traditions of men make void the word of God. You see, what Satan has accomplished, though, they're still my beloved friends, and they're still my beloved brothers. But what Satan has accomplished is, rather than the church teaching that this is the day of Passover, that with the blood of the Lamb on your post, the angel of death passes over your house, they rather have brought the ingredients of the angel of death into their own homes and churches. And Satan has a victory in the fact that in the child's eye, and then consequently through growing into adulthood, they miss Passover. They don't even know what Passover is, other than, it's something, it's the house of Israel's day. It's your day. It's God's day. It's Christ's day. Christ became our Passover. It's important. It's serious. And Satan has them rolling Easter eggs and racing across the ground like bunnies. Run, bunny, run. Run, little Easter rabbit, run. Ishtar, Satan, having that heathenistic idolatry busting through the seams of Bethel's, the houses so-called of God, throughout this nation and the world. And it is a disgrace in the name of God. Traditions of men, though they're acceptable, the neighbor does it, why shouldn't we? Have at it. But you're not pleasing your Father. And if you like to wallow in ignorance, you see, the serious part of this is if you follow one tradition, you end up following all of them. Following that comes the rapture theory. It's as easy to debunk as the Easter egg, if you're willing to take a little time to check. As I stated, many good scholars have bit the dust by trying to have the correction made in Acts chapter 12, verse 4 that should be made. It won't fly, but Satan has the victory in that one point.
And if you give him one little word, a lot of people would say, well, the words don't make that difference. This is the truth. This is the word. Let us roll Easter eggs. And they make liars from themselves in the word of God. It does make a difference as they mislead the children of Israel this day. It's all right. All you have to do is believe and be saved. You're supposed to believe all the word. That's the only way you can believe it, is to know it, rather than the traditions of men. Which will it be for you, friend? You enjoy Easter eggs? Well, if you like boiled eggs or candied eggs, there's no sin in the egg. It's what you produce in your Father's house at Passover. That does make a difference.
Felicia from Florida.
Verse 24, wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. They destroy each other.
Okay, so that was Debbie had brought up Easter, and that was so weird because the next thing on Shepherd's Chapel's question and answers was that about Easter. So
That's amazing.
it was like boom.
That's
I
amazing.
was looking at Debbie's words like whoa, and then Pastor Murray's like yeah, and then Debbie, I'm gonna back you up.
That was awesome.
That was cool.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
God works in mysterious ways, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And Debbie's been bringing good stuff. Good stuff.
Right. So, back to that one world system, because it's like this is where Mark 13 has really thrown people off course and unfortunately has led them astray. And I feel so horrible because I don't like to call people out, but I think I just have to, because this has confused a lot of our brethren, and this is terrible because he's having them look for a system that comes into place, and he's having them watching because he calls the horn that's being broken as the UN, where clearly in Daniel it states that it's Medo-Persia, and I've never seen anywhere in any dictionary or any explanation of the United Nations that they were Medo-Persia, that they were Iran. So how is the two confused? Beats the hell out of me because you're not reading the word. Going back to this one world system, it doesn't come into play. So if you're sitting here waiting for a political system to emerge and take over the world, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because it receives a deadly wound.
And the thing about it is, and that brings me back to that demonic comment. That's why that was such a demonic comment from that person. That
Robert
was totally
McCormick. I'm going to call him out. Robert McCormick is a Mark.
That was that was demonic. I mean, especially after hearing what Pastor Murray said there. That's demonic.
Right.
That's not right.
Stop looking for the deadly wound, he says. Stop it, Lucifer says. Amber, quit telling everybody. Stop.
Yeah, you did a good job there.
Right.
You did a good job.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, you did.
That's how I felt. That was coming
right. I
like
bet you did. That's just slimy. That is just slimy.
Right. I mean, how could you tell, being a children of God, tell your brethren, stop looking for prophecy? Even if you're wrong, keep looking. Even when we get it wrong, like last year, I was in my truck with my cigarettes ready for Lucifer to show up 5 days before Passover. I'm like, it's here. It's got to be here. Here we go. Let me have my smokes. It wasn't time, but it didn't stop me from looking. Jeez.
Well, I'm going to tell everybody something, and I've been saying this, and this is a big one. And this is really important, and I keep on stressing this, and I keep telling folks over and over, and I don't know if I've said it on here before, and I'm going to say it again. The state of Israel turned 121 years old this August. That's a big one. It was in August 28th that the Zionist Congress, they had their inaugural process in 1897, but it was in 1898 that they had all their elected Zionist guys, and they got their financial backing. That fig shoot, it was officially birthed. The state of Israel was officially birthed out. And on August, it was the end of August of 1898. And then Theodore Herzl went to Jerusalem and planted that tree. That tree was a cypress tree. And that cypress tree, it takes you to Asher. And if you study trees and stuff with Pastor Murray, that should really ring a bell, because that is that little box tree. That is Satan. There was a tree that represented Satan. It was planted in Jerusalem on November 1st, 1898. This November 1st, it'll be 121 years. Now, for the fig tree to sprout and grow, it needed a fig shoot. And the fig shoot was taken off the mother tree, and that is Satan. That is the Satan tree, because it creates identical offspring. Okay, and you're speaking of the Kenites here. So that fig tree shoot, it was planted in Jerusalem. That's how that fig tree grew and sprouted. Like, to grow something, to grow a plant, you need a tree. You need a seed. You need a seed for a tree to go. So here, when you're dealing with fig trees, it's a fig tree shoot. And that shoot, it was planted in 1898. That's when the state of Israel became into existence. Now, a generation cannot go over 120 years. It has officially turned 121. Now, when Moses was taken, he was 120. He did not turn 121 yet. So these should really ring a bell. And I find it kind of ironic how all this stuff has really ramped up after the state of Israel turned 121. So, and I'm going to mention this, so you have all the generations involved here, okay? So you have the 120 year, you have 70 years since Israel blossomed. And in 1985, that would have been 40 years after this, after 1948. And that is when Pastor Murray was taken to the third heaven and shown the foundations of the foundations of the house of the Lord being laid. Pastor Murray was showing this in the third heaven at the 40-year the generation there. So all this has really piqued my interest. And so people should really be paying attention. If somebody tells you not to look and that it's not going to happen, ignore them, because that is not what a pastor does. That is not what the bride of Christ does. Only the enemy will suppress truth. Okay? Only the enemy. So keep on looking, because and this is the first time since the state of Israel has came into existence that there was no government. There's no government. And then you have that rabbi that said, in the Hebrew year, which came on and it happened, I forget the actual Hebrew year now, and I've said it so much, but that Hebrew year came into existence. Sorry, the lunar Hebrew year came into existence. It's not our Hebrew year, it's theirs. On September 30th of this year. And that 40-year prophecy that lunar rabbi that he probably got from demons or maybe even Satan himself came true. And there's no government. And they said that their Moshiach is going to come. And Jared just happens to be, he's happened to just actually going to be in Jerusalem during this ring of fire. And I'm wondering if they're going to set him up under them as a Moshiach. And I think that they are. That's my opinion. Don't take it to the bank. But you can imagine that if the Jews set him up to be the Moshiach, that would only really last a matter of days. It really would. And then Satan would come in, and that would be the grand old deception, because they would think Jared is the Antichrist. And that seed is being planted now that Jared is the Antichrist, and he's not. They said that the first Moshiach is going to be like a John the Baptist type, okay? And the next one that comes in is going to be their actual God. So just keep all this in mind. Pay attention. People, I mean, this is serious times now. Pay attention, especially since the state of Israel turned 121 years old. That 120 years is over. And all this is happening now. Okay, I'm done, Amber.
No, I mean, I love when you get on these paths because you're pointing out things and generations that are now complete. They are all complete. It's time. And I'm getting, we're getting so much flack because we're looking and we're saying, hey, but prophecy is coming to pass because we are in that time. And if by all this happening on the River Euphrates, the East gathering its armies, as I read in Revelation 16, that angel pours that vial onto the River Euphrates, which loosens the 7,000 angels, and it also releases the four winds. And Pastor Murray said, and I can play it for you if you guys need it, in the sixth seal or trump deep study, that the angels are released from the River Euphrates, which is actually they get kicked out of heaven just a smidgen before Lucifer comes. So that would make sense if those spirits, as Revelation 16 talks about, go into the kings of the earth, because it gets them to agree, it gets them to come together, it gets them to gather their army, which their army gathers, they surround Jerusalem, which brings us to him coming in visually to save the world from World War III, to help the world, feed the world. I mean, it makes so much sense, like Pastor Murray says, a kindergartner can understand. It's happening. It's playing out. Now, well, quit telling people it's time. Well, I'm just saying what I'm seeing. And if it's Lucifer's, if he is here, I mean, you're not going to know it in the first 2.5 months anyways. And I want to say the word Jack A, because it makes me so mad, because I'm looking for prophecy. I'm reading the Bible, I'm reading the news, and it's matching. It's never matched before in my whole 28 years of being with Shepherd's Chapel. I'm going to repeat, I have been with Shepherd's Chapel for 28 years. God.
That's right. You are definitely not a newbie. You're not a newbie. You're not a babe.
No,
I mean, you are a babe, but you're just not like a babe. You know what I mean?
right, and
So
maybe it takes the younger
you're a
generation
hottie,
to
but
come in
you're not a,
here and
yeah.
wake up the grandma and grandpas who have been so comfortable in their life saying, oh, it's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I'm just so comfortable in my little chair here that this just can't happen. Well, it's happening. Wake it up.
And I'm going to tell everybody what that amazing, that one lady said. She's amazing, and I love her so much. She said, and these are very wise words, very wise. She said that we all should be living like Satan has arrived and we are ready for our final battle.
Right.
We should be living like he is already here now, regardless of what opinions are, if he's here or not. So,
right. Be on our toes.
and those are very wise words. Yeah, those are very wise words. So stop arguing about if he's here or not and live like he is here and be ready for that final battle. Be ready and pray to not be deceived. Pray for your family. Pray for your friends. Pray for your brethren that they are not deceived. God, he hears every one of these prayers. Pray to not be deceived, to keep that covering on your head. This is serious times. And those are one of the most wisest words that I heard because of all the bickering that's going on, because everybody is saying, no, he's not here. And then there's some saying, yes, that he is here. But regardless, live like he has arrived, because he's working behind the scenes the first half. So it gives you more than 10 days to prepare when he arrives. You want more than 10 days to be mentally ready for when that happens, because the witnesses, they'll be here 10 days prior. And this gives you more than 10 days to prepare. Amber, do you want more than 10 days to prepare?
I've had 40 years. I'm good.
Yeah, very good, very good. So, very good.
I'm tired. I'm done. I'm ready. I don't need more than 10 days.
Yeah, right?
Those are going to be a really long 10 days, dude. Seriously.
A really long 10 days, yeah. But that is awesome.
This. Do you remember when you and I were like, oh yeah, we're going to cover, this was on Praise's channel, we're going to cover the sacrifice live, and we were making these plans. And then you and I go live on one of our first shows, close to the first one we've done on our channel here, and we were up, and we have been up since then. And those were and I said, gosh, how many days has it been since a sacrifice? And you're like, 5. I'm like, 5? I feel like I've been up for 2 freaking weeks. Those are going to be long 10 days, girl. Jeez.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 10 days. I mean, after the sacrifice, everything went like haywire. Because there was nothing really going on. The labor pain stopped, that was happening prior, and all we were looking forward to is watching to see what was going to go down. And ever since then, it's been like wildfire.
It didn't stop, or you and I would have gotten sleep. We tried. We got grumpy. We were being attacked. Oh my gosh, were we being attacked by people? We were being attacked by Lucifer because we were getting the truth out there. We weren't sleeping because news was happening. Our brains were going 50 miles a frickin' hour. We were like, okay, it's time to go to bed. Nope, get up. I got to tell her this. Oh, shit. Look what happened. Look what happened. She's like, oh, my gosh, look what happened. I'm like, oh, my God, I got to get up. And we just didn't get sleep, barely any, because everything was happening back to frickin' back simultaneously. And I think, no, it still is going, but we just had to get sleep. So that's fine, because we didn't miss anything too much. At least we were able to put it together and talk about it, but we needed sleep for sure.
That's right. We were flat out exhausted. We were so exhausted. I mean, our nerves were so shot because we were so exhausted. It was like sounds and everything.
And under attack. I mean, look at the attack we went through.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It's like every show, the more we told and the more we were doing it, the heavier the attack came from our own congregation. Of all people, our own people. That was like, whoa. That is
right?
not of God. No. Because even if,
no, exactly. It wasn't. And Debbie says she has a question, and I told her to come on and ask it if she wants, or to ask it in the box.
BB.
Where do the no hide laws fit in? And I think that I can answer this. I think it's all going to be implemented because that's more on the religious end. I think that's all going to be a part of the harlot when the political gives power over to the religious beast. Because if you look, it's called the Western Wall of Synagogue. And if you look, there's 70 seats and it's +1. That +1 is basically the lawgiver. And that's what Amber said. That was Amber, is for like the lawgiver. And they're like, it's for the Sanhedrin, but they're also like a Supreme Court. And they're going to be giving out those sentences. And we know that Smyrna is going to spend 10 days in prison. And then, and I like what Amber said, that they're going to probably have like a satellite thing where they're going to also give the sentences in other places when folks are delivered up to other synagogues. Now, I'm going to say this, and some of you guys might not want to hear this. If you read in Matthew and in Luke and in Mark, it does say that they will be delivered up before Satan, but Christ also says that some of you will be killed, and that is a verb. That is a verb, and kill is a fleshly death. It is a fleshly death. And I don't want to cause fear. And if you look, not one hair on your head shall be touched. Hair is in a spiritual term because it takes you to what Paul said in Corinthians about that hair being our covering. That is for the bride of Christ. And perish is the spiritual death. That's not a physical death. And we all know that the spiritual death happens after the millennium when the judgment is given out. Okay, that all takes place after the millennium. And so some of these folks, and I don't want to cause fear, some of these folks should think about actually being a martyr for Christ if that actually happens. If that situation arises where Christ said, some of you will be killed, that is a verb, that is an action. It says that they will deliver you up to affliction, that is Satan, and it says some of you will be killed. Christ, he said that in all three chapters. So just be ready. I'm saying be ready if that situation arises. Be ready. How will you handle that? Christ said that Smyrna has to earn their crown, and he told the church of Philadelphia, be careful that nobody takes your crown, and that is the crown of life. And Christ said, do not fear who can kill you, but the one that can kill your soul. And there's another verse that I'm trying to think of. I have it here, and it's a powerful verse, and I wrote it down. Let me find it.
I don't like those verses. I don't like
No, but I mean, I'm just saying it's a small number of people. And this is why I've been so quiet on this, because Satan, he's coming in peacefully and prosperly and wonderfully. It's not like heads are going to be rolling down the street, right?
Right.
And it says in John 12:25 that he that loveth his own life shall lose it. So that is what you have to think of if that arises. So what is that? So so Smyrna has to earn that crown, and Christ says to Philadelphia, let no man steal your crown. And there's only one way that can happen if that situation arises. Don't be deceived. Pray not to be deceived. And would you be a martyr for Christ? And that should be a very easy answer, because of what Christ endured for us, what our own prophets endured, our own brethren, the disciples, the apostles, what the two witnesses are going to endure. They're going to be killed. And Antipas is going to be killed. So you have to think about those things. It's really important. Have that mindset. Would you be ready? Would you walk over and let them do it? And I think that should be an easy. Well, I'm serious though, Amber. That's an easy thing, because I mean the time is not long. It's not a long time, and it's not like it's probably going to be. In the story that I can think of as the best example, there was a guy that was actually burned alive, and he had a smile on his face, because one, he knew where he was going. And he must not have been in pain, because he had a smile on his face. That's the power of the Holy Spirit. That's the power of our comforter.
So what leads me back, to thinking about that, because that just really scares the hell out of me. But where God commanded, touch not one hair of my elect, and Pastor Murray was always saying it's not a physical death, it's a spiritual death. So I hang on to that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I'm sorry, but I'd be like, no. Right now I'm saying no.
But see, a fleshly death is different from a spiritual death. A fleshly death is different from a spiritual death. A spiritual death has nothing to do with your flesh body being killed.
Right. I don't like it.
That is all spiritual, and that's just no. I know. I and this is where I said that you have the Holy Spirit, and I'm telling you, and our strength is His. There's nothing to be scared about. There is nothing to be scared about. Folks should be ready.
Just let that guillotine come down, and don't be scared. I'll be sweating shit in my pants. That's what I would be doing.
But you also, But see, and Golb says that folks would say it's not Christ. But see, when the two witnesses are killed, folks are making merry and giving each other gifts. They're actually celebrating that the two witnesses are dead.
Right.
So if you think that they're going to be sad over your death, no, they're going to be celebrating, because the elect speak out. They speak out. They are going against Satan's system,
right,
that people are in love with. And they are going to cause a ruckus. They are the bruisers. They are the bruisers.
We're doing it now, and they know, and they can hear us.
And
they know.
Yeah, exactly. And Satan makes war with the saints. We are not above the martyrs for Christ. We are not above the two witnesses. We are not above even what Christ endured. Just keep that in mind. They're going to be celebrating when, and I'm not saying all, because it's just, I'm not saying all. It's a small number. It's a small number, but folks are going to celebrate when that small number is killed. They're going to actually be, celebrating. They're going to be happy because they think it's God, the one that is doing it. Yeah, John was beheaded on Herod's birthday. That is definitely a sign of the Noahide God. Oh boy, got slapped in the face. No, I'm just saying, just have that in your mind. Be ready, no fear. I mean, it's, these are serious times, and they have their synagogues all over the world, and the synagogues is plural, and folks are going to be delivered up all over the world. Now, the very elect, they are held for a certain time, and that is to be delivered up directly before Satan and the Holy Spirit is going to speak through them. But then you also have the elect. So I'm not speaking about the very elect that are going to be in Judea. I'm not. Because they're reserved.
These are going to be hard times. I get so excited, then you say stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is my flesh.
See, and this is why because so many keep saying that not one hair on their head can be touched, but see, they're not grasping the spiritual context behind that. That's in a spiritual context. But I'm not saying it's going to be a bloodbath and heads are going to be rolling down the road. No. There's certain ones that will be killed because the elect, they are bruisers. Satan makes war with the saints. It makes him angry. Do you see what I'm saying?
He's livid. He's pissed. And he's more angry because God shortened the time, giving him less time to do it. So he's coming right freaking for us. Right for us. And it's like, oh, dear Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is serious stuff.
See, I think some of that anger would definitely come out knowing that these are the ones. These are the ones with all the death and all the pain and all the sorrow, everything in this world, everything, because we do not war against flesh. It's all these satanic influences. They are the ones. And there's going to be anger there. And that Holy Spirit is going to speak. And I'm telling you, you are going to do things that you did not know you had the strength to do, because it's not you, it's God. It's God doing it.
Right. And since he's not doing it to me right now, I say no. 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 Ain't going to that Kool-Aid. Maybe I'll say different later, but right now, no. My answer's no. I'm out.
That's okay. That is okay. If folks don't want to believe it, that is okay. I'm just saying. From what I have read,
I believe you. I'm just not doing it right now. I'm not. No, my answer's no. No, not doing it. No. No. Maybe later when, need be, that God will change my mind or make me do something. But right now, no. I'm not doing it. I'm staying right here. So, I was kidding. If I got to do what I got to do, I'll do it. But right now, I don't have to, so no.
I know you would. No, it's so funny because I know you. You will walk down and be giving them the bird as you're walking down.
I won't be able to help it.
No, I know. I'm telling you, I know you, Amber, and this is going to, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Like I said, heads are not going to be rolling down the road, okay? It's a small group, okay? It's a small sector.
Yeah, I'm not one of those. I'm just going to chill over to the left, and I'm going to wait. That's right now, no. Not having it.
I know you do. That's okay. Have that in your...
Oh, I don't like today. Not a good show, Olive. I don't like it.
You are so funny. You are so
I take everything back I said. He's not here. It's going to be 10 years. Everybody relax. Grab a cup of coffee. We're all okay. I take it all back. I'm just kidding. That's humor. But yeah. Kind of makes you like... I got numb. You know, it's just like, this is happening,
Yeah,
guys. It's
no, yeah, and
happening.
it's just things to take into consideration because these are the words that Christ spoke, and I mean, I mean, these are things that we're going to see. It's going to be hard to see, and you know, and I like to say what Paul says. He says, I have told you these things so you are not shaken in mind. That it goes well along with Christ. Christ, he told us, he foretold us all things, so we are not shaken in mind for what we see, what we hear, what we smell, and what we feel. Don't be so we're not shaken,
I'm
so
shaking.
that a tempest cannot enter into our mindset. We are the bruisers. We bruise them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
those ships, you know, of Tarshish, you know. So it's just going to be a small sector, but have that in the back of your mind, because if you are not one and you see somebody that you love, one of your brethren, it's not going to be an easy thing to see. But I mean, but then it'd be like it'll be kind of like a bittersweet thing, because you know where they're going, and that they get to see Christ before you. So it's like, yeah, you know, but oh, you know, so yeah,
No.
and his spirit will be poured out. So all's good. And I didn't want to scare everybody. It's not going to be like a bloodbath. Okay. So don't be scared. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, because I'm staying right here. So, nope. I'm going to do some artwork. That's my job
Have the
right now.
strength enough.
I make
And the
jest, you
reason why I
guys.
said that, because this has to do with the Noahide laws. I mean, this is going to be a part of Satan's
Yeah.
system. It's going to be a part of it. And that synagogue below, it's all set up. They even have their lawgiver. They all need to have it ready to go. So hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, Debbie, I'm the same way. I'm not going to bow to him either. So, you know, I may make jokes and I may sit here and say no and this and that. I don't like it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a liar, and if I tell you I don't like something or I feel scared or I feel anything, I'm going to say it. But when it comes to that point where, you know, we're delivered up, if we are that small, what is it, like 252 of the top elect that get delivered to him, or whatever group we're part of, or if we're not, whatever our job is, we'll do it. So I mean, I may say, make jokes and try to lighten the situation up a little bit, but whatever we have to do, I mean, we're going to do, because God's going to be with us. So I mean, it just is what it is, and time's creeping up on us, and I think it's time for a showdown here soon. So I think that's why it's also very important that we get together like this and we talk and we discuss and we, you know, help each other's lamps with oil, and we support each other. And I don't know. I feel time is running out. And even that guy, the president of Iran yesterday, which I thought was so freaking odd or so weird, that he said, "Our time is short." Now, why would he say that? That is exactly what Lucifer says, because Lucifer knows he has but a short time. And the president of Iran said, "Our time is short." It just kind of hit me, and it hit me hard, and I was like, wow. And you see the Arab armies gathering, you see Turkey letting go of the ISIS fighters, which are pure evil, pure evil. And like I said, they were coming out of those prisons that Turkey broke them out of, and they were saying, we will behead the Kurdish people, and we will behead all infidels. They were running out of there claiming that they are going to cut the heads off of all Christians, all Kurds, all people but Islam. And that just is, you know, this is how those people are. But just like Olive was saying, this isn't going to be a bloodbath, because if Satan went around beheading everybody, nobody's going to believe he's Christ. He has to pretend he's Christ, and he has to be loving, kind, and all that for people to believe that that's who he is. So he's gonna come in peacefully and prosperously. So whatever has to happen, God will be with us with whatever our job is. I don't know what my job is. I don't know much about nothing about that. I just know the most important thing, and whether or not I have all the scriptures right, whether or not what I said about this matching this prophecy was right or was wrong, the most important thing to know is that Lucifer comes before Christ. Period. If somebody comes claiming to be Jesus, pinch yourself. And if you can feel it, it's not him. And that is the most important thing to have right. And I think we all have that right. Whether or not we have Daniel 8 right, whether or not we have Isaiah 24 right, whether we have Luke 21:20 right, Mark 13 right, Mark 14 right. All of this, what matters the most is just knowing that Lucifer comes before Jesus. Sound the alarm. And that's what that means. God says, warn the people from me. I have set watchmen upon you. Watchmen, warn them from me that Lucifer comes before Jesus. Because if you don't, the people's blood is on your hands. He will blame us because we didn't warn the people from him. And that's Lucifer comes before Jesus, pretending to be Jesus. That's the most important thing. That's what we have to concentrate on, and stop bickering about the rest. But keep looking for prophecy. I think it's great, even if we're wrong. It's okay, because at least we have our eyes open, our ears peeled, we're watching, and we're on our toes. Pastor Murray has taught us for so many years, keep on your toes. Don't go to sleep. Don't let them catch you sleeping, because it'll creep up on you. Everybody's waiting for this big catastrophe. Pastor Murray said if you're not paying attention, you'll miss the bus. It'll creep up on you, because it's not such a huge thing, because the first political beast never comes into fruition. Nothing happens so miraculously until Lucifer is on the scene mid-month, and he shows up claiming to be Jesus. That's when stuff hits the train, okay? That's your action. That's when it all goes down. And thank you, God. Thank you, Father, that you shortened that time to 5 months, because I'll tell you what, I would have to. I don't want to go through that for 3.5 years. Okay? I am glad and thankful to our Father that it's only 2.5 months. So, I mean, what a good Father we have, that we don't have to go through that for so long, because that would be utterly, obviously, because he had to shorten the time, or even the elect would fall. It's going to be so freaking, he's going to be so convincing, so convincing with magic and all this goods and the bribing, that if it wasn't for him shortening that time, that we would have fell for it too, because it's going to be hard to be the one standing against it. So I'm just saying, thank you, Father, for that, because, you know, I've already had enough of this flesh age. I've already had enough of the prince of the air, which is Lucifer, and I'm ready to be done with this, ready to get our jobs done and get into that temple with Christ. I mean, I'm ready for it. I'm even ready to get past the millennium. You know, let's just speed this up a little bit, but, you know, all in God's time, and let's get the show on the road, and, you know, we're going to be quite happy in that temple. So it's all going to be worth it, and our crown's going to be earned however we have to do it, and God will be with us every step of the way, no matter what it is. And we just have to keep remembering that we have to warn the people so they know that Lucifer comes before Christ. That's our main objective here, because God said that was the main objective. So, and he would know. So, yeah, and he's dead. And I can't wait until Lucifer is turned into ash. So, I'll be happy for that. That'll be a good day.
We need to have you play that clapping noise now. Because that was excellent. That was excellent. I'm over here like, wow, you go, girl. This is good stuff. So I wish you had that clapping noise. That was so good. That was perfect timing. Oh yeah. That was that was the Holy Spirit right there. That was
It's game time.
good. It's game time.
You know, and I just can't wait to see what it's going to be like living in the temple with Christ. I mean, how amazing, even though we're going to have the whole world out there on the other side of that gate who have to go through 1,000 years of discipline. We're going to be in the temple with Christ.
Right?
How cool is that? I hope there's grapes and stuff. I don't know what souls eat. I hope it's grapes because I sure love grapes. Hey,
there's one way. There's one way.
Oh, wow.
We haven't seen One Way in a while. He did a horse fart.
Hey, One Way. However we have to do it. Oops. Slapped in my face.
We just gave one Way a double witness to your amazing speech that you just gave. That was excellent.
Yeah.
Did that, Cal? That was a good one.
I don't know what's up with all the farting in here, but jeez. So, I'm going to do one thing here real quick. I'm going to check any current events before we get off, and I know I was supposed to remind you to talk to me, so I'm reminding you right now that you had something to tell me. I'm going to go into current events really quick, just in case something has happened.
Okay.
What the heck? We must help.
What happened?
A PA journalist, we must help Jews leave Israel, return to their countries. Why? What is that about? Why would they leave Israel? I don't get it. Mawafikok something, Matar, a Palestinian authority called to adopt the idea of establishing an Arab foundation that will help Mizrahi Jews disenchanted with Israel return to their countries of origin, the Middle East media reported last week. Sorry, according to Matar, endorsed idea first conceived by Palestinian Authority President Mohammed Abbas, also known as Abu Mazen, in a booklet published by him in 1982 titled We Need an Arab Kareen Haysod, referring to the Zionist organization that encouraged Jewish immigration to Palestine. Abbas reviewed the activity of the Zionist movement, the founder of modern Zionism, with the emphasis on Kareen Haysod organization, which was established in 1920 to raise funds and encourage the Jewish immigration to Palestine to leave and go back to their countries of origin. So they're trying to kick out, is that what that's saying? Wow. That's
interesting right there.
I'm a little confused.
That was a mouthful. Yeah.
I'm a little...
me too.
I'll have to, think about that. Russian group hijacked Iranian spying operation. October 21st, Russian hackers piggybacked on Iranian cyber espionage operation to attack government and industry organizations in dozens of countries while masquerading as attackers from the Islamic Republic, British and U.S. officials said on Monday. The Russian group known as Turla, I've never heard of that, and accused by Estonian Czechoslovakia authorities of operating on behalf of Russia's FSB security service, has used Iranian tools and computer infrastructure to successfully hack into organizations in at least 20 different countries over the last 18 months, British security officials said. So more hacking going on. Oh, now the Speaker Pelosi went from Saudi Arabia on her little march. She is now in Afghanistan. I hope they do something and lock her up or something. Put her in a Afghan prison. Why is she traveling around?
Right?
What is she
I don't know, but do you know who she reminds me of is Jane Fonda. I don't know why, but it's like the same spirit. It just reminds me of Jane Fonda.
Well, I don't know why she's getting involved. I hope they put her in a suitcase.
There was a meme that had her teeth come flying out. Did Nancy's teeth come flying out during a speech?
I heard that.
I don't know. I haven't heard. It's just a funny meme. It's going around, and I seen it. And it showed her teeth flying out.
That would be funny.
I'll send it. It would be so funny. I would have to see that, to see her dentures flying out. I'll send you the meme because a friend of mine sent it. And it says, pray for Pelosi, but it's supposed to be funny. Let me send it to you. So I'm wondering if it actually happened. I'm going to send it to you right now. Hold on.
That would be funny if that happened. She's such a twit. So...
She is such a twin.
Whoa.
She's like that. Did you see it?
Yeah, that's probably that's funny. That is funny.
So I'm wondering if her teeth really did come flying out.
They might have, but listen to this. Russian forces take over America's North Syrian bases, East Syrian airspace. Wow. The Russians have totally freaking... Why do they have Damascus highlighted? Oh my God.
What? Damascus?
I'm going to put... Whoa.
Don't eat babies, that's bad. Okay, one way. That's so funny. Don't eat babies, that's bad.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know if he's talking about that lady that went to that news thing that says we all need to start eating babies.
Oh.
Now, what about Damascus? I'm sorry, I just seen don't eat the babies. So I was like, wow, that's funny.
I put that in the room so everybody can open up. It says President Putin hosts his Turkish guest recap Erdogan Tuesday, October 22nd as a master of the northern Syria after his special forces began moving into evacuated U.S. positions, including the big Tabqa Air Base. U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper said on Saturday that 1,000 American troops have withdrawn from Syria would go into western Iraq. Like I said earlier, he did not rule out the counterterrorism operation against ISIS from Iraq into Syria after the details worked out. Esper made no reference to negative Turkish or Syrian military steps or the situation of the Kurds. Washington has evidently shunted those problems over to the new reigning power in eastern Syria, Moscow. But look, if you open that up, why is Damascus highlighted with this? I don't know how to say it. Tabqa.
Yeah. In fact, that's it. But see, that's a big one, and I'm seeing how far away that it is.
Not far.
I'm seeing how far away. It's not far. In fact, I'm gonna get Google to tell me the exact mileage. This threw me for a loop, and it's making my heart
me too
skip a beat here. Hold on.
Okay.
And I cleared everything out over here on my end. It is Tabqa Dam. Is Tabqa Dam, is that in Iraq?
It's in Syria.
It's in Syria. Okay, Tabqa Dam.
It's not too far from Damascus.
Tabqa Dam to Damascus.
And they took over the Tabqa military airport.
And listen to this. It's 5 hours, 12 minutes.
Oh, no.
393 kilometers.
From Damascus?
Oh, my gosh, Amber.
What? Oh, my God.
Okay, it is Okay,
I have to pee.
if you take Route 90, so on the Aleppo Highway, it's 512 minutes, 393.8 kms.
Oh my God.
But if you take via Route 90, it's 6 hours, 21 minutes, and it's 466.6 kilometers.
Oh
I think
my
it's
God.
kilometers. I'm probably wrong. KM.
Yeah, kilometers.
For some reason, it sounded like centimeters,
Dude,
like kilometers.
we were talking about this. We've been talking about this for like a week. They're on their freaking way to Damascus. Russia is against Israel. They're not saying that right now, but they are. The enemy is setting up. Russia had already made a deal with Erdogan and Turkey admitted it, that they liked Russia's plan and they were joining forces. It's not because to join forces for peace. They're coming for Israel and America, just like the Bible says. They're planning and moving their warriors into place as we speak. Why am I being told
Amber,
that I'm nuts?
Guess what the Tabqa Dam is called?
What?
The Euphrates Dam.
Oh my God.
Let me send you this in a screenshot. No, I'm going to send this in to you. I just noticed it. And the Euphrates River is right above it. Let me send this. I looked up and I'm like, Euphrates Dam? It's the Euphrates Dam. That's what it is. The Tabqa Dam. I'm going to send you this screenshot.
My chicken feet.
Right.
See, so I'm not too far off from running around like Paul Revere saying the redcoats are coming. It's the Russians are coming. The Arabs are coming. Paul Revere, Amber Revere, the Russians are coming. The Arabs are coming.
Yeah, and I have a study where the Edomites are a type of locust too, Amber. They mingled with the children of the East. I kid you not. I studied this.
And you know what pisses me off? It pisses me off that they're like, oh, this is gonna take a while. This is not happening so fast. This is gonna all this stuff they're choking on when it's happening over freaking night. Look at the timeline between the point that the United States pulled out of this area, pulled out of these bases, and handed it to not just Russia, guys, to China, Russia, what are all those countries that Pastor Murray said go with them? I need my map. Where's my map? Ethiopia, Yemen, Oman, Iran, Turkey, all of Afghanistan, all of Pakistan, everybody east of the River Euphrates. But when Russia and China come for America, they're bringing with them Ethiopia, Yemen, a lot of those places, and then Iran and his group go for Israel at the same time. It's being set right now. We know that Lucifer will come in the midpoint for all those smartasses out there that are thinking I'm saying that the frickin' Haman, Gog, and Armageddon's coming. I'm saying they're setting it up, dum-dums. I'm saying that this is the point when they surround Israel that Lucifer pops his face up. I mean, how much more plain can it be? Oh my jelly beans.
Oh my jelly beans is right. Oh my jelly beans is right.
I'm going to share this copy so everybody, just in case, can see that it's not, I can't paste it. I don't know why. It won't paste. Anyways, they can look it up on their phones. I mean, that is not that far, Olive. That's a short little trip. And for a jet with bombs, that's not far. Jeez. And I said how many times they're headed for Damascus I got called stupid, biblically illiterate, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's funny. Wow.
Yeah, because they're waiting for something that's not going to happen. Really, they're waiting on air.
Do you know what
that's all they're waiting on is just air.
The proof is in the pudding, and the reason why Jared and his peace team are physically on their way to Jerusalem to tell them, get your crap together, because the peace plan has to roll out now before you're dead. Hello, BB. Hello, Gantz. I'm calling you out, dumbasses.
That's so funny, Amber. You're so funny. I can just imagine this getting back to both of them.
I hope it does. So I want them to hear it. I mean, you guys are so stupid that you're fighting over who goes first. I want to go first. No, I want to go first. Get out of my sandbox. No, you can't play with my toys. Well, the world is threatening to wipe you off the map. And you're worrying about who's in the sandbox? It's ridiculous. So Jared's like, oh, God, let's get together and let's get our peace team over there and go give everybody a pacifier so everybody's got equal stuff because they're coming to kill ya. Us too, but I'm not worried. But Israel is like the size of a freaking pea, okay? Not much bigger than my freaking 4-pound dog. And they're sitting here arguing about who goes first. You have Iran saying they're going to blow you into such small pieces, you're going to have to pick yourself up off the Tel Aviv, off the bottom of the ocean. And you're arguing over who gets to run first. Like God said, that our leaders will act like children. And they're acting like children. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is ridiculous.
What a bunch of losers. And then you have to have the United States always sticking their head into everything because whatever, I don't know why, we're just Booney? Oh. We're just
America.
Like that. America.
That's why.
Because we're
America.
Right. Jeez, I mean, this is getting ridiculous. You have enemies at the gates. They're over there talking about some bull crap. Jared and his peace team are having to get on a plane. They're probably already on their way over there. No, they said after the 24th. So it'll be probably Benji's last day that he has to form this government so they can all sit down at the table with the Palestinians. Gantz says he's joining with the Arabs. Benji said, let's all join together. And they're going to sit down and they're going to talk about this peace plan, however long it's going to take, and they're going to disagree on it. I don't think it's going to happen because that's biblical. So, while the armies are gathering, while ISIS was freed with swords coming to chop our heads off in the name of love because Islam's so peaceful, they're coming to chop our heads off, and they said they'll kill anybody that they come across. Russia's setting their army up, China's setting their army up, Russia's making deals with Saudi Arabia and Iran and Turkey, and they're all, ha ha ha, we have another option besides you, United States, so ha ha ha, and they're aligning their armies together, but oh, I'm the crazy one, I've drank the blue Kool-Aid, I'm drunk or something over here, as people are saying I must be drunk. I'm not drunk. I have root beer. I'm drinking Burke's root beer right now. That's it. I don't have alcohol or a bag of pot over here.
That is absolutely so funny. No, you don't. You are sober and you are vigilant, you know. I'm the one that, that smart. Sounds like she's off her rock.
No.
No, that's you, Amber. That is all you.
You're freaking intelligent and you know it. So, that's that. I had a song for that, but I just forgot it. And now I don't know it. It was there.
Let me get on my Dollar Tree designer glasses so I can look smart for everybody.
You are smart. Jeez.
You're dumb. No, Amber, no. You need, oh my gosh, and Nancy Pelosi's on the television. I can't believe it.
Oh, man. What a horse's ass.
Yeah. I know, I jumped back. No, but you have a brilliant mind. You puzzle this together. You know what it says, what the Bible says, and you put it all together. You have great sight. You are seeing it. You are hearing it. You are smelling it. You are tasting it. You are feeling it. And you are so gifted. And I don't ever want you to sell yourself short, ever. And people need to know this, and they see it, and they do say it. It's just, the haters want to be mean, and they're liars. You are so gifted, and that's why they're so threatened. That's why they're so threatened by you, Amber, is because you're so gifted. You threaten them. You threaten their pride. You bring out all their insecurities, and that's a gift, because pride always happens before the fall. You are so humble.
Well,
you are so
that's
humble.
all God right there. And when I was a little kid, and I know Olive Branch knows this, but I was always doing everything opposite. If they told me to go left, I went right. They told me to go straight, I went backwards. They tell me to jump up, I sit down. And my stepdad would always look at me. He goes, "God, Amber, you were just so." You were born to be a leader, not a follower. Don't you ever forget that, because you never do anything anybody tells you to do. Ever! Do you? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. But this is all God. And I believe that throughout my whole life, I was always meant to lead and never follow. And I'm not saying that about anything that I'm doing. I'm just telling you, people out there that don't know me, that's the kind of person I am. I don't follow anybody. I question it all. And you question me too, just like Pastor Murray teaches us. Trust in no man, look it up, check everybody out. So we've all been taught that. But there is no way in hell I'm going to follow these Mark 13 scouts, and I don't give a shit if that makes you mad because I said it. Boo-hoo to you. I'm calling it out because it's dangerous, and you have a lot of people not looking the right direction because of that. Satan uses God's word, and unfortunately, Satan used our own church to put in the truth to captivate you and then take you away from the Word of God. Most important, though, he does teach that Lucifer comes before Christ. So amen to that. I do at least thank for that. But you're going to miss the boat because you're not looking. You've been duped. That's just plain and simple. You've been duped. Get back in the boat.
That's right. Yeah, get back in the boat. And people are like, they're confused by the trumpets, and they're confused by the seals and all this and that. Get back in the boat. And it wasn't Pastor Murray's first rodeo. It definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't. These are
Amber,
things that...
Is Amber leaving? Something happened. What happened with Amber?
What happened, Amber?
Why are you unsubbing? What happened? I didn't block it.
I read up here, she said she got blocked. No, it would let us know if you got blocked. Now I know that YouTube has their own rules about writing so much for a certain time, but that's not us. That is on YouTube. So if your comment was blocked, that was them. It wasn't us. No, it was no moderator in here.
Better not have been.
Because it would have told us, like, okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. So, Debbie, I'm going to use you as an example. I'm going to use you as an example, Debbie. Okay. Okay. So watch where Debbie said, okay, I'm not a moderator. You have to make me a moderator. I am a moderator. Okay. So, so let me figure this out here.
Yeah, you were like the first one.
Okay, so no, my only option is block, report, or go to channel. So I can't use Debbie as an example. So if somebody blocks you, Amber, then you wouldn't even be typing, and it would say that so-and-so hid you from the channel.
Right. One way said
I
he
like
did it.
everything people says. No,
I know.
he's so funny. He has his shield power. He has his shield power. That's his fart power. He's ready for the war. He's loading up. He's eating beans as we speak. He's going to eat the beans. He's going to get the lighters ready, and he's just going to be blowing them at folks. So Amber, no, honey, nobody blocked you. Nobody blocked your comments. So that must have came from YouTube itself.
They do that.
Yeah, they do. They do. It's censoring.
You won't.
And see where Diana said that they won't let her post the flag no more. So.
Okay, I am going to say something, though, out real quick, because I know that we have a few moderators in here. I just want you guys to know that before we block anybody, even if they're, rapture believers or whatever, they have the right to be able to hear the truth. So make sure that you get Olive's attention or my attention first before you ever block or delete something or someone.
You better get Amber's attention because I'll block them. And Amber knows I will, so you better get Amber's attention. I'll go straight there and go, bye, Felicia.
Yeah, you know the ones you can block because they're really being jackbutts. But if it's something for somebody's opinion, we can't do that. God wouldn't do that, so...
No, there are some folks that just like they come in and they claim to be God, and then they tell you that you're liars.
Oh
and
yeah,
wrong,
they gotta go. Yeah, they gotta go. Because that's just annoying. Those are bots.
They are bots.
But if somebody has like an opinion that doesn't agree with us, or they're rapture believers, that doesn't mean that they should get deleted or blocked, because maybe God brought them to hear the truth, and they may argue. Just don't argue with them. Just ignore them. And if it gets too much, we'll take them out. But it takes two to fight, and you can't fight by yourself. So, I mean, I'm just saying. So... But yeah, YouTube filters stuff, so... and they're getting really weird. Like, who was saying that earlier? That the Yahoo groups are getting taken off? They're going to start doing that to YouTube channels, too. They already are, actually, but I'm sure we'll go. We'll get blocked.
Yeah, and what they are going to probably do, and what they're... And they're making it... They're getting it ready where I think they're only going to keep in the bigger accounts, and the smaller ones are going to go away.
Bye-bye, Studio X News.
No, we'll just go on Facebook and make the Zuckerberg guy mad.
Yeah, and then get deleted there, and then we'll have to go to Patreon.
There you go.
Because they're going to get rid of it. That's just... I mean, it's going to be all over. Just like Pastor Murray, he'll be taken off because he says one day you won't even see me. And he meant his word, his teachings. Not just him physically because he's gone. But we won't see his teachings anymore because they're going to take him off. They're not going to... Talmud's not going to deal with that. So...
in worst case scenario, like when everything goes south, we can go on that... that Discord and go on to the speaking thing, and people can hear you speak on there. It'll be like a radio show, just not with a video. Do you know what I mean?
Right. We won't have our funny little people in our news station. That's okay.
No, that's okay. They can just go on and connect to the voice chat and hear you speak.
And I don't know if I can't do it. I was going to paste the Discord to my El Shaddai Discord thing. You know what I mean. But I can't get on it right now because it'll ruin my internet.
Oh, here, I'll post your Discord. I'll get the link and I'll post it.
And that way you
for them all to join into your
yeah, join into the Discord in case anything happens, that we always have that Discord to be able to connect and let you guys know where we're going or where we're at. And that's a place that we can all chat, post stuff between each other. So
That's actually a really good idea. We can all keep in contact there. And so keep on checking that. Oh, I posted it in Discord. Oh my gosh, that was like full blown retard. I posted the link in Discord, Amber.
that's okay. That's funny.
I posted the link in Discord. That's like full blown retard there.
Okay, I need to take a vote really quick. So we've got poor little Amber in here, who I feel like I just love and adore with the rest of you, and I think we should make her moderator too. What does everybody else think?
Yeah, make her moderator. Yeah, make her moderator.
Okay, Amber. So now you know you got the wrench.
She can change a flat tire now.
Right. And you'll be able to see if somebody blocks or, you know, does anything like that. And
now, Bubba had a good question, and I told him that I would ask you this, and he asked it a while ago. He said, when are we going to go live next, and do we have a schedule?
Boy, that's a hard one. I would like to have a schedule like every day, you know, but sometimes Olive has stuff going on. Sometimes I have bad weather, but I can do it every night at 8:30, I believe, unless something comes up. It's up to really, you know, talking to Olive later and stuff and kind of figure out, because she has lots of stuff going on, if we can set up something to where even if it's like 3 days a week live or, you know, something like that.
I say at least 3 days a week should at least be the minimum, is 3 days a week.
Maybe we, you know, and it's hard to set that schedule because sometimes stuff happens, and then sometimes you and I are up all night because something happened and we're like, oh my goodness gracious, and then we have to piece it together and figure it out before we even go live, or we'll sound like a horse's ass because we're just reporting news as it happens. Well, everybody does that. Everybody says, look what's happening over here. Well, what does it mean? They don't know. So we have to figure it out, and it takes like time. So
it does. And there's a lot of from you, wait a minute, this is what's going on. Wait a minute, this is what's going on.
Right, and that, and then we have to check ourselves too, because it could be just excitement, or and you know, and then we have to go, okay, is this really happening? And then somebody has to confirm it, and then we have to look in biblical, and then we have to match it, and then before we just spout it off, because people are thinking, oh, they're just spouting it off. Not really. We work on this like all day and all night unless our eyes are shut, and even when our eyes are shut, we're not sleeping because we're thinking about it. So yeah, it's a all day, 24-hour, 7 days a week thing.
It really is. And then you got the drama that people have to bring in the meantime.
Right, trying to tear us apart,
you
so
know,
we don't do anything. They don't want us together, Olive, I'll tell you that. They are pissed. Pissed.
No. Yeah, they was pissed. And I was thinking about that last night. I'm like, wow, there's a legit separation trying to separate us. It's like really like legit.
Right.
You know,
and that's
it's not, yeah, it's not going to happen, and it's not going to happen because and I'm telling everybody right now, if you want to message me about Amber, it's going to go down. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it.
Right.
And Amber knows, you know, so don't do it. It's going to go down. So this is not going to be separated and we're not going to shut up.
No, and if anybody has a problem, like, hey, you guys, maybe you should look at this, talk to us. We are like so easy to talk to. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you guys, what about this? Maybe you're not thinking about it. We'll sit down and we'll talk to you, but do it privately and don't blast it everywhere, and just talk to us like a friend and a body of Christ would do. Like, hey, what about this, or what did you mean? Maybe you misunderstood it. Maybe we misunderstood it. But do it in private, okay? You know how to get a hold of us. It's not hard. So I'm just saying, be respectful.
Yeah.
So
Be respectful. That's my most important thing, is be respectful. And this is good stuff.
Original, likewise, I can't sleep with everything happening. I know, it's hard. I can't freaking sleep. I am just like, it's crazy. Oh, it's insanity until you finally pass out.
There was a right, yeah, and I mean it's real stuff. I mean that is, I mean, goodness gracious. I mean it's, I don't know. It's so hard to put into words. It's so hard to put into words. There's so much going on. There's so much running through my mind.
Right.
And
well, I mean,
so much.
Didn't God say, and we found it, and it's in the Bible, in the end times, that you'll dream dreams, and you basically, it'll be on your mind when you wake up, when you go to sleep, when you lay down, it'll never leave you. And he's right. It's not leaving my head. I can't stop these thoughts. I can't stop searching. I'm laying in bed with one eye open, wanting to go to sleep so bad, and I'm still scrolling through the Jerusalem Post, like, what happened now? Okay, nope, wake you up. Something happened. Oh, crap. And I got one eye open, and I'm still doing it. Trying to read the screen, until I literally physically pass out. And then I wake up an hour later, like, now what happened?
Good night, Debbie.
Good night, Debbie.
Right? Sweet dreams, Debbie.
And I think, we'll figure out a schedule maybe that we can try out. I'm not saying it'll stick, but Olive and I will talk later and see if we can kind of come up with something, and then we'll post a schedule, and that way you guys can be ready for it, and then we'll try it out for a week and see if it works for her and I. And then if something happens to where she can't get on or I can't get on, we'll post that so you guys know, and we'll switch it to a different day. It has to be flexible. So... What? I just got a severe weather alert for... What the hell is going on? We had a tornado here yesterday, which doesn't... I'm in the mountains. Hello. Tornado. Weird. Flood watch. We're flooding from what? Oh, gosh.
No, it's like it's happening. Dallas got a tornado. Dallas, and I'm wondering if it was bad or good. I don't know if it was a big one or a small one, but it didn't look good from what I seen.
Well, apparently we're about to get dumped on, and apparently we're now in aerial flood watch. Wow.
Wow. Be safe, sweetheart.
Just, the ground is so sopping wet. I'm telling you, we pulled out our truck. And the landlord was like, don't use the road. You are making tire tracks. Well, the grade is a 6.0 grade, trying to get up the mountain. So you're telling me that in a truck that weighs 10,000 pounds, I'm not going to make a tire mark. We go up it in 4-wheel drive as much as we can, and we move the rocks on a 6.0 grade. No shit, dumbo. It's going to move because it's on a 6.0 or more grade. So he says to take the logging road. Well, so I drove the truck out, and knowing the ground was freaking soaking wet, the truck tires sank to the rim. There is a half a foot of tire tracks, mud all over the truck. I went down like kind of sideways for a minute because the truck had no freaking traction. It doesn't matter if you have 4-wheel drive or not. If there's muddy ground, you're going to slide. And it's going down like a 7.0 grade. With a 10,000-pound truck, it's gonna slide. I said, I don't like to slide, okay? It's not cool to me. I'm not a 4-buyer. I don't like it. I know. So I said, get over yourself. I'm gonna drive down the damn dirt road and get over it. I'm not gonna slide sideways down a muddy road because you don't want me to move your stupid rocks. Get over it. Ridiculous. Golly, that some people's kids shouldn't be trusted. Oh.
No, they shouldn't.
Oh, Bubba says they have a big line of storms coming in on us also in Mississippi.
Mississippi, yeah, you want to keep an eye on that one. Yeah, you want to keep an eye on that one.
Boy, it's getting nuts out there. Like weather warfare or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and our cold front, it came through and we were unscathed. I mean, it was really good.
Well, so yeah. Well, I'm not one for getting scared. I don't like driving 4-bying. I don't like going off the side of cliffs. I don't like my tires leaving the road. I've had a car accident, and ever since then, it's like, no thank you. I can't do it. I like my all 4 tires to be on the road. Drive the speed limit. I don't like it. So, yeah, not cool. And plus, I don't want to get a truck stuck to where you have to go, like, dig out your truck when you got stuff to do. I've got things to do, so it's like I don't have time to dig a truck out. I hate it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Terrifies me to pieces. That's what it does. And all these guys that I used to, friends and gals, and we were 19 years old in Northern California, and everybody was into drinking beer and 4-bying, scared the living crap out of me. I wanted to slap them with a stick. Don't you ever do that to me again, you idiot. Oh, no. It's not me. Not good.
Exactly.
So, Colorado was 100 on day 3, then snow the next. Yeah, what is up with that? This weather is like 80 degrees, next day 40 degrees. One day 90 degrees, next day snowing. It doesn't even seem possible. What the hell? It's weird. So, anyways, I'm going to, if anybody else has anything to say or to ask or whatever, I'd like to close this stream down because I need to talk to Olive and remind her again she has something to tell me because I need to know. And I think we have pretty much covered all the news.
And it's really not like, earth-shattering, mind-blowing thought. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal.
She's just saying that for effects. It probably is. I am addicted to paper beads. If you have them in your hand and you're rolling paper beads and you've got all these beads in your hand, I've made like a half a jar. They are so addicting. I just like to touch them. And roll them and dig in.
Did you know I never even heard oh my goodness, but I never even heard of paper beads until you brought them up.
They're cool. They are so cool.
Yeah, and they sound cool, and they sound so cool. They really do.
I like to put sparkles on them.
Beautiful thing.
And then I like to get them in my hand and just play with them because I'm just addicted to. Yeah, I identify today as a paper bead, and tomorrow I might identify as a coffee table. So you never know. Now that you can choose whatever you want to be, I'm a paper bead.
A paper bead.
Right.
We need to have and tomorrow, if you go on, you should start it off with the Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash, since that's coming up on December 26th. Start the show off with the Ring of Fire. Yeah.
I just knocked over my modem. That scared me. Almost hit my head. Yeah, that's
oh
funny.
My goodness.
I was looking for my paper bead that fell on the floor. I don't like to lose my paper beads. I love those things. So, okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and close this broadcast down and thank everybody for coming in here and keeping us company and dealing with all our funny stuff we say. And jabbering on and this and that, and just, keep your eyes open. Don't let anybody tell you to stop looking. Keep looking, even if we're wrong. Keep going. Keep sounding that alarm. It's very important. God told us to do that anyway. So do what he says, not what man says. And forget those guys out there, included with women, who are bashing you or saying you're crazy. Because remember what they did to Noah. So, and he went through that for 120 years over, I guess, that. So,
That's, yeah. God bless Noah.
Oh, Becca said something. Did anybody see my question in the comments the other day asking for the link to Pastor Murray's sermon that matches your broadcast? Which one was that, Olive?
Is she speaking about the temple one that Bubba was talking about?
Oh, I have that actually.
Is it that one?
On YouTube. I will go get it. If that's it. Is that it?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting to see or is it the Kings of the East? Is it, I'm curious because there was a lot that was covered.
Right. We talk about a lot. I do have the temple one that is on YouTube. I'll put that in there just in case that was it. Vitally had it on YouTube. So there's the temple study. If that's what you were talking about, Becca, I don't know where you went. Yeah, Becca, paper beads are fun. I sit in here and make paper beads while we're talking. I've glued about 30 of them. So, and I put sparkles on some of them yesterday, and you can hear all my little paper beads here. I love just putting my hand in that jar. So funny.
You could be like a David and make a slingshot and sling the paper beads at people.
Right. Right.
That's so funny.
It'll take down them frickin' falling. Okay, so I don't see Becca saying if that was the one she was talking about or not. So before I shut down, I'd like to know if that was it, Becca, because I don't want to deny you of having anything that you should have from God. Because Pastor Murray was from God, so that's from God.
And I'm glad that Bubba brought it up. I'm so thankful that Bubba brought up the temple study. That was a powerful one. That was so good.
Bubba, you said, okay, this is what we should do tomorrow. Bubba, you said you took notes on this and you were ready to come on with us. So if you are ready to come on and talk about this with us, we'll be more than welcome to go ahead, and I'll go ahead and I'll listen to it tonight or tomorrow, so I'm ready, and take my notes, and maybe if Olive has time, she can do that, and come on and let's do tomorrow's show on the temple, and let's figure it out, because I think it's very, very important.
That would be fun.
Is that a Bubba?
Okay.
That's a Bubba.
Hey.
Oh, there's Bubba.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. I just wanted to say that's great. I would love to do that. I've been trying to get up with y'all since, I guess, last Thursday. I looked for y'all weekend, but anyway, it's all good. I've been having to wrestle with my computer and kind of been under attack. Had to reboot the whole audio and the internet. It's just been, the devil's at work. But yeah, it's great.
We've been going through so much, so we know exactly what you're talking about. It has been full attack. Yeah. Full attack.
Cool.
So if you want, what time? Let's see. Olive, do you and
It doesn't matter.
at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time tomorrow? We can do the temple. Talk
Hey,
about it.
Bubba, what time? Yeah. What time is it there for you now? Is it?
2:51.
Oh, good. So you're on the same time that I am on.
I'm in Mississippi, and I'm on Central Time. So
Yep. And I'm in Oklahoma, and I'm on the same time.
cool.
And anytime after 10:30 for right now is good for me, because that's when I get the herd of my family all settled in, you
Right.
know, so
Which is 8:30 for me.
yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes it's more around 11:45, and then sometimes me and Amber, we go to start the show and then we end up talking. So,
Well, or we have
Hey, I'm enjoying it.
technical difficulties.
Okay.
yeah, technical difficulties. So, very, very good. So let's do it between 10:30 and 11 tomorrow night Central Time, 8:30 to 9 Pacific Standard Time. Is that the time that you're on, Amber?
8:30 Pacific Standard Time. I usually try to get it on and get it going, and then like you say, we usually join in Zoom at first while it's going, which you can join in, Bubba, and that way we can talk about our pre-show, get ourselves straight. Are you ready? I'm ready. You got this. Ready. So I think if we meet, how else can I get a hold of you?
You can email me.
Okay.
That's good.
That. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that then tomorrow, right before we go on, and then that way you can get with us in Zoom before we go live, and that way we kind of can get all of our stuff together and make sure everybody's on point and laugh or do whatever we have to do before we push that live button.
Okay. Sounds great.
The talk,
and we're going to start it off by playing The Ring of Fire.
Right.
Okay.
By Johnny Cash.
Wonderful.
That's going to be our theme song until The Ring of Fire on December 26th. It's going to go down.
I think it's December 26th, the eclipse.
Yeah, it is.
It is. And it's The Ring of Fire. I mean, if that doesn't send chills down your spine, I don't know what does.
Have you noticed that shadow is basically the kings of the East?
Yes.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It encompasses all of that. It starts in Saudi and goes through the land of the dragon all the way to the Philippines.
What a blessing you are, Bubba.
Oh my goodness. So, okay. Wow. This is what we were
Another show.
Well, I know, but do we all have another 20 minutes? Can you peep? Well, do we wait? No, I don't want to wait. Why do I have to wait? This sucks. Where were you earlier?
Just been listening.
Shame on you.
I know.
You had good information, and now you're going to make me wait until tomorrow? I'm not even going to be sleeping. Thanks a lot. If I'm tired, it's his fault.
Right? Yeah, now we're going to know, like, what a blessing you are to have here, Bubba.
I'm blessed with y'all. I finally found a group of watchmen.
Oh, you are amazing. We all make such a good team, and this is so awesome. I'm so happy that you're here.
You should think about, being a part of the show sometime, and we'll get your head on one of these little bodies.
Yeah, we'll get your head. And there's a guy named Praise, and he's like the master at it.
Oh my word!
We'll have him add you in there, and you can have the paper. You can maybe we can get you holding.
And it doesn't.
Something.
And yeah, and if you don't want to use your face, just pick a character that you like.
Lordy.
It's totally up to you. So send Amber a photo of you or of a character that you like, and I'm going to ask Praise if he can add your photo. Amber spirit animal. I have to check it out.
Can you ask?
Y'all are too funny.
Ask Praise tomorrow if he'll make us. I need 1, 2, 3, I need Diana. So Diana, Debbie, one, two, three, four. I need like 5 people. What should our setting be? Let's be in the Middle East, right?
Yes, yes. Okay, Amber, One Way found your spirit animal. I sent you
What
a
is it?
screenshot.
Oh
You
my
have to go
God.
see it. You have to go see it. He's right. That's your spirit animal.
What the hell is that? This is a bird.
It's a bird.
Keeps itself in the air by sheer force of anger alone.
Look at you go. Look at you go.
What a turd. If you're going to be a turd, go lay in the yard. That's funny. But yeah, so let's have our background, since we're going to be talking about the Ring of Fire and the Middle East and Saudi Arabia and what this all means. Let's have him, if you could get praise, to make it to where there's a Ring of Fire and we're talking, it like in the sky, and we could be sitting like in Jerusalem, like on a cliff or something in some cool chairs. I want a margarita, and then we could be like just sitting there watching it and then talking about what's happening. Something like that. Give them kind of like a walkabout about, and we need 5 people.
How funny.
Okay. So Bubba, email Amber a photo of you, or if you don't want to have your face up here, pick a character. It's totally up to you.
Okay.
Or I'll make you like Superman, or you never know what I'll pick. So you might want to pick something.
Okay.
I just got a picture of my spirit animal. I might put that on your body. So you could be this flying birdfish. So you better pick it.
My spirit animal would be a chicken.
I do have pictures of chickens.
That is so awesome.
That's a long story.
Oh my goodness, that is so awesome.
Well, that is going to be great. So this would also be your spirit animal, and who the heck is that directed to? Oh,
let's check out. Look at this
flying freaking fish or something. There goes Amber. Yep. That's me.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm laughing so hard because that was you last week. That was all you last week.
Yeah, you're funny.
You were like, "Oh, it's on. It's on."
I know. Oh, you guys are funny. Cracking my ass. Yeah. Good thing I already have one there. Okay, so let's meet. Did everybody come? Is everybody here? I heard the silence among me.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just plan to meet tomorrow. I'll email you before we go on. We'll meet at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Everybody else who is in here tomorrow, the show will be live at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. It's a really important one to watch because we're going to go over Pastor Murray's study on the temple, and I know Bubba's got some stuff for us that's probably going to knock our socks off. I ain't going to sleep all night because now I'm going to wonder what the heck you got, because I'm excited now. So
I am so excited. I am so excited.
Cool.
And
we'll have a good time.
And One Way, you better be careful because I'm going to be searching for your spirit animal all night. I'm going to get a good one. You just wait.
He said he has the same spirit animal as you, Amber. They have the same spirit animal.
Oh, really? That's funny. Yeah, praise. I need a body for One Way. I'm going to put the spirit animal up there. You just wait.
It's on now, One Way. You're going to be up on this newscast.
Yep.
Your name's going to be all over this newscast. And you're going to have to run and hide and say, "No, I'm not associated." Right? And we'll say, "Oh, yes, he is." We get all our news from One Way. We get all
our news from guess what One Way told me? I'm going to go spread it around. It'll go fast. I'm a hot topic, so I'm going to, boy, you're in for it. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, you just pooped in your Cheerios.
He's like, "Oh my gosh, are they serious or are they joking?" It's totally joking. One Way. Oh my goodness. He's like, please let them be joking.
Right.
Because he has a big reputation. He is so smart. One way, he is so gifted. He is so smart.
Right.
So he's like, oh no.
And all the information I've
Oh,
gotten today was from One Way. So if you have any disagreements with anything I've said, One Way told me everything. He's very smart, and I get my information from One Way. Thank you, One Way, for blessing me with your presence and knowledge today. So.
My goodness, I am like and ready to roll on the floor and fart from laughing because this is so funny.
Too much pressure. All right, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, and I'm going to talk to Olive here for a few moments and look forward to the show tomorrow with our other co-host here, Bubba, and we'll have his picture and his little body up there tomorrow, and it's going to be a show you don't want to miss. I don't even want to miss it because I don't even know what's going to happen, so this is going to be really interesting. So good night, everybody. Watchmen, watch. Keep your eyes open, your ears open, and be looking daily for what's going on because you don't want to miss the bus. So, anybody else want to say goodbye before I click it off?
Oh, okay. Good night, everybody. Good night. Bubba, you want to say a good night?
Good night, everybody.
That was so perfect.
That was
you have
good.
the best accent.
I feel like I'm at the Waltons' house.
It's a very good padded cell. We are treated so good
very,
here.
very, very fine house. Our house with 2 cats in the yard.
Love it.
All right, enough before people think I'm drinking beer. Good night, guys.
Good night.